to A1. Our Psychic Radio, Earth's #1 psychic radio network, and watching Moonstruck TV, enlightening television. Welcome. Time for the Ask Rebecca radio show with Rebecca Russo. Live from AskRebecca.guru. Connect direct. In North America, dial 888-454-2751. In London, 20-3519-2158. In Sydney, dial 02-8488-3147. Or online, contact us through our Facebook page, facebook.com/psychic radio. Or one of our websites, askoneradio.com or moonstruck.tv. This is the Ask Rebecca radio show on A1R, the Ask One Radio Network.
Hi, everyone. Welcome to the Ask Rebecca radio show. Thanks for joining me at my new time of 8 p.m. Eastern instead of 9 p.m. Eastern. I hope everyone had a great 2 weeks. I was out last week. I had a little minor medical emergency and wasn't able to do the show, but I'm fine. Everything is good. I'm back. So that is good news, and I'm back, and I'm at an earlier time, which works out perfectly for me. So some of the positive aspects that you may have experienced leading up to tonight were new beginnings, good fortune, harmony, peace, a feeling in the flow. Maybe things just felt a lot easier. Maybe you've had higher self-esteem. Your confidence level has been boosted up a little bit. You may have found solutions to problems. Maybe they just kind of miraculously appeared, or all of a sudden you had a different perception about it, and boom, now you were able to come up with some positive solutions. And then also potentially some new opportunities in different areas of your life. Some of the negative aspects that you may have experienced were disagreements, maybe some conflict, maybe some arguments. You may have also experienced self-doubt, maybe some insecurities, and some obstacles could have popped up for you as well. Physically, you may have been bouncing between feeling tired, feeling stressed, then feeling energized, then maybe overthinking. And then there, I feel, was a group of us that dealt with some medical issues that may have popped up. So maybe you were dealing with a cold or something else. Maybe you had to have surgery. Different things kind of creeping up for the physical vessel. So I've been guided to start incorporating my moment of Zen again that I used to do when I first began the show. I want to say at least a couple of years now, definitely longer than a year. So anyway, I used to do the moment of Zen back then. And so I've been guided to share that again with everyone. So before I get into this week's intuitive messages, let's do a quick moment of Zen just to kind of set the tone and the energy. Close your eyes, open your palms, and allow yourself to be open to receive. I'm going to be connecting with your higher self and calling on your team of guides to help energetically clear any blocks, any emotional residue, and or negative attachments in your physical body and your light bodies. And this will help raise your vibration, expand your consciousness, and increase your awareness in order to help prepare your soul for ascension. So take a deep breath in, and sorry, let me just grab, because I'm going to give you guys a little ping of a crystal as well while we're doing this. Okay, so close your eyes, open your palms, and take a deep breath in through your nose all the way down into your belly until it expands. And as you're inhaling, visualize your breath in as a bright white light. So, and I'll just give you a quick example. You're going to just take a deep breath in, all the way down into your belly, and then exhale through your mouth, blowing out all of the air from your lungs, and visualize your breath out as a dark black smoke. And when I say exhale through your mouth, blowing out, the way that I want you to do it is, right, really force the air out and blow it out. And like I said, visualize it as a dark black smoke. So I'll repeat that one more time, and then we'll have that moment of zen. So take a deep breath in through your nose all the way down into your belly until it expands, visualizing your breath in as a bright white light. Then exhale through your mouth, blowing out all of the air from your lungs. Visualize your breath out as a dark black smoke. Continue to breathe this way until I tell you to open your eyes. All right, go ahead and open your eyes. And I've basically asked your guides and your team that is surrounding you to help work on any kind of energetic blocks that you have overnight while you sleep. All right, let's get into what you can expect from tonight, February 27th through to March 5th as an overall theme, and then areas of love, work, finances, health, and spirituality. So, general themes. This week, one of the themes could be conflict or stress surrounding love and or money. It could show up in the form of self-doubt, competition, delays, or obstacles that can feel overwhelming at times. However, you're going to overcome the challenge fairly quickly by finding a solution or receiving help. So it's going to pass pretty quickly. And on the plus, there's also this beautiful energy around relationships, bringing about deeper bonds and harmony and just more kinship and connection. There's also a nice creative surge. So you may get some innovative ideas, a pleasant surprise, and a synergy between feeling and logic. And you could also be thinking about making career change due to this surge of creative energy that's coming through. This could come up, things could come up that trigger your need to believe in yourself and to hold your head up high. Know you have something to offer and you can be successful, but you have to try in order to see results, right? Like you have to put in the effort. You have to at least give it a shot to see if it's going to work out. Now, some of you could be experiencing the feeling of the weight of the world on your shoulders. This is being triggered to show you how well you do at asking for help when you need it. Learn when to delegate and ask for help because you cannot do everything yourself, right? You just can't. We're here. Life is a major juggling act, and we're all here to be of service to each other, which simply means to help one another out. But you have to be comfortable with receiving help, and you have to be comfortable for asking for it when you need it. A few of you could be feeling like giving up this week. You're tired. You've been going through challenges for a while now. Don't stop. You're about to complete this cycle for a much needed break, and you're getting closer to who you really are at your deepest levels. So don't stop before the finish line, right? Make sure that you have what you need, ask for help if you need it, and really just try to have a positive outlook on things because you are at a completion cycle. So you're going to be moving into a positive cycle and you won't be purging for a little while. Work, for those of you employed, you might feel desperate and like you want to cheat the system or maybe cheat your employer in some way. Maybe you feel cheated by your employer. Perhaps you're facing competition at work that has you on the edge. Believe in yourself that you can be successful without resorting to playing games. Some of you could be getting a review or an opportunity to share your accomplishments with the powers to be. So make sure that you seize that opportunity, because you could get either a promotion or a pay raise, or just some kudos out of it. Lastly, some of you could be coming up with innovative ideas to change policies, procedures, or technology in your organization. And again, when you bring this innovative idea, it's going to make you more noticeable to management, the owner of the companies, whoever it is that you directly work for, and it will only be an added bonus for you. Those of you that are looking for a job, I feel like some of you may actually be looking for work outside of your city, state, and or country. You're suddenly and completely open to relocating. It might just hit you out of the blue that this is something you want to do. And I do feel like many of you will find success with that. Love, for those of you in committed relationships and dating seriously, it's a combination energy of relationships becoming sweeter, deeper, and more connected, yet there could be periods of insecurity, competition, and self-sabotage coming up, because there's healing that needs to happen in order for your relationship with yourself and with your partner to move to the next level, to grow, to be healthier. So sometimes we have to work through our traumas in order to come out the other side. So just make sure you're tackling things head on. Those of you that are single and looking for love, anyone traveling this week may have a higher chance of meeting someone while you're away from your usual routine. Traveling doesn't necessarily mean long distances. It could be locally to somewhere you haven't been, but it definitely feels like there's travel or movement involved. So maybe you find yourself taking the train or the subway and you don't ever take it, and then you meet someone. So make sure that you are putting yourself out there. Definitely don't be afraid to get out and mingle or talk to strangers. There's also a strong I almost said pissability instead of possibility. A few of you may be pursued or receive interest from multiple people, or the person that you have an interest in pursuing may have others' interest. So there could be a bit of competition. My advice to you and what I'm getting is for you to just be yourself. Don't jump through hoops pretending to be something you're not because you think that it's what the other person wants in order to win them over, right? You're going to win the person over by 100% being yourself. Finances, money, I feel could be for some of you this week. You may have some challenges in meeting certain obligations. This feels like a passing phase for some. For some of you, you might be stuck there a little bit longer, while others could see a financial block getting cleared this week. So all of a sudden the flow opens up a little bit more for you guys. I do feel like everyone needs to be prepared for financial lows over the next coming weeks and months, especially with fears of the coronavirus spreading. We're already beginning to see huge fluctuations in the stock market, and depending on what happens, there could be some economic and trade issues that will affect your bottom line. So stick some money aside for a rainy day. Or really, the way that I see it is there's potential price increases in food and other material goods that you might need just to maintain your household. So even if you can just stick $5 a week away, you're going to be happy that you did. So like I said, I feel like there could be some stuff kind of happening financially for everyone over the next several weeks. Health overall, I feel like everybody's doing okay. Some of you could be feeling frustrated during the week or stressed. I do feel some of you may be exploring alternative therapies besides traditional Western medicine. You may receive different views about this from your doctor or from family members. Ultimately, you need to do your own research and listen to your instincts, plus maybe get an opinion from another doctor, but ultimately, just get all the advice that you can, but trust yourself. Lastly, spirituality. You may be carving out some much needed me time to rest and do nothing. If you can choose to let go of the need to run around doing everything for everyone, then you're going to be in a really good place by the end of the week. And you may also experience some clear flashes of important spiritual insights. I feel like there's a shift in consciousness, a raising of your vibration. So you may just start really connecting with your intuition more and feeling guided in certain directions for your spiritual growth. That wraps up this week's intuitive messages. Tonight's caller is Amanda in Richmond, Virginia. Hi, how are you?
All right, how are you?
I'm doing pretty good. How can I help you tonight?
I was wondering if you have any insight of talking with my father. He had passed recently.
Your father passed away recently. What's his first name? I'm going to see if I can call him in.
Chris.
Chris?
Yes.
I'm just sorting out what I'm kind of seeing here and feeling. I feel like I just want to make sure that I have the right person. I kind of feel, and I feel like he might be showing himself at maybe more middle-aged, maybe when he was young. But I almost feel like he has some sort, like maybe a military style cut or a flat top and dark hair. Does that resonate with you at all?
No. When he was younger, he didn't have dark. He had dark hair when he was younger, but most of the time it was a little bit longer.
Right, but was it to me, it just seems like it was a flat top, but it was longer. So I don't feel like his hair was hanging down to his shoulders or anything like that, but I feel like, for some reason, I feel like it's up, like it was lifted up in some way. Like it felt like it was short. The way that I'm seeing is like shorter on the sides, but more...
like a fade cut? No.
No, does that resonate with you at all? Like somebody else that could have passed away for you?
No. When his hair started turning grayer, he would cut it on the sides and leave it a little bit at the top.
Yeah, I don't know that it's him. I just keep feeling like it's a flat top. You know what's coming to mind? This is going to sound weird, but and I don't know if you know, but do you remember like Kid and Play?
Yeah.
Okay. So for some reason, like I'm seeing like that kind of a hairstyle, but short, like a little bit shorter, not as big as, he had it really up high. But I don't know if that's your father coming through or if he's trying to give a message about something else. Do you know anybody that's alive that has a hairstyle like that? Or does Kid and Play or that movie resonate with anything with your father or something you did together? Does any of it kind of pull anything in for you?
My husband plays that movie a lot. But
I'm sorry, what?
No. My husband plays that movie a lot. I don't know if maybe he's seen it quite a few, because he lives with us. So I'm sure he's seen the movie.
Did you say you guys watched the movie a lot?
Yeah.
Okay, so maybe that's why he's bringing it up. Because they're just trying to, when they come through, they will pick weird things sometimes to bring up because they're trying to communicate with me in things that I know to just make the connection to, right? So if that is something, if that movie was playing in your household a lot and he was around, I think that's all he's doing is kind of acknowledging that. So I feel like I have the right, I feel like I have your dad here, and for me it was more about kid and play and the hairstyle, so maybe not necessarily your dad's hairstyle.
Right, maybe.
So when you were mentioning that he lived with you guys, I feel like he's saying like you guys had a household, like there was, I feel like it was your dad, maybe you, whoever you're in a relationship with, but I also feel children, and I feel like there's...
Yes. Yep. My granddaughter, only his granddaughter.
Okay, yeah, so you broke up a little bit, but I was feeling like 2 or 3 kids that were running around.
Yep, my niece is normally here, and my younger sister, which is 15.
Okay. So
and my daughter.
He's saying he loved it, and at the same time, he's saying that there were times where maybe, like, I feel like he's feeling a little bad that sometimes he was. He's saying like he wasn't patient. Sometimes he wasn't patient enough, and he wishes he would have been a little more patient, and not. He doesn't make me feel like he was mean and nasty, but he just makes me feel like sometimes the kids would get on his nerves.
Yeah.
And he's making me feel like he would, say stuff about it sometimes. He'd say he would complain a little bit sometimes about things. Is there a recliner in your home or his home? Like, was he attached to some sort of chair?
It wasn't really a recline. Well, it reclined a little bit, but yes. It wasn't like a recliner. It was just a chair that leaned back with a stool.
But he sat in it all the time?
Yes. Before, he got more sick, yeah.
Okay, yeah. He's like, that's my chair.
Yeah.
That was my chair. Until I couldn't sit on it anymore. He said it was too hard. Got too hard for him. He's giving a lot of gratitude. He's making me feel like you picked up a lot of the slack, and that some of the other family members really didn't step up to the plate as much as they could. And he's making me feel like you had most of the burden on your shoulders when it came to like taking care of him.
Yes.
So he's saying like he has so much love and gratitude for you, and he's saying he wasn't very verbal with his love, so he didn't maybe confirm to you all the time that he, was appreciative and grateful and that he loved you. But he's wanting me to tell you that now, that he loves you, he's grateful, and he just doesn't know how to extend more gratitude to you. And he's saying that he really wished too that he would have maybe been a little more responsible as an adult, because he's making me feel like he wasn't able to leave anything for you guys. Like he just, like he just passed and kind of left you guys with all of the headache and the burden.
Yeah. Very true.
So he's really saying here that I think he's using my language because I don't know that he cussed a lot, but I feel like he's just saying like, he really just made some a-hole decisions and choices that kind of really kind of put everybody in a bad way in certain ways. And was he a little bit of a ladies' man?
He wish he was. He wish he was.
Oh, he's laughing. He's like, he says, you're so right. He did think he was. He's saying like he thought he was the shit.
Yeah, he wish he was. I mean, he was a handsome young man back in the day. But yeah.
Yeah,
he wish he was.
You know what he's saying, and this is weird, but I feel like he's saying he tried really hard in his later years not to be the old perv. You know what I mean? Not to be the pervert,
yes,
like
he
old
did.
grandpa.
Absolutely, 1,000%. You are 100% right.
That makes sense to you?
Yes, absolutely.
Oh my God, he's funny. Yeah, he's got a pretty good. He's got a good sense of humor.
Yes. Yes,
yeah,
indeed.
He's saying like he wasn't trying to be with no grandma.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, he's so funny. Do you have a brother?
No, I have 2 sisters.
Did your dad have a brother? Because this feels more like a brother energy to me.
He has brothers, but they wasn't close.
Okay.
Maybe
you
he's
close with
feeling
him?
like No, I'm not. But Dad was close to my husband. Like they were really, really tight.
Yeah, he when you just said that, he's like all about your husband for sure. He's saying he loved your husband like a son, and I feel like he's making some jokes like that, talking about your husband, like that was my boy, he was my man, like he was,
we used to joke and say that was his girlfriend.
Yes, he was saying like that used to be his partner in crime, like his better half.
But
I think he's, and I don't know what you want to do with this information. I only have 30 seconds left before I have to jump off here. But he's concerned about a brother, and I don't know which one or anything like that, but he's concerned somebody's got health issues, his brother, and he's concerned that he's going to be meeting him soon. So I don't know if you got contact with anybody, but Amanda, thank you for calling in. Everybody, thanks for tuning in, and I will see you next Thursday. Bye.
listening to A1R Psychic Radio, Earth's #1 psychic radio network, and watching Moonstruck TV and Lightning Television. Welcome.
Time for Sapphire Souls with Amber Price. Live from amber-price.com.
Connect direct. In North America, dial 888-454-2751. In London, 20-3519-2158. In Sydney, dial 02-8488-3147. Or online, contact us through our Facebook page, facebook.com/psychic radio.
Or one of our websites,
askoneradio.com or moonstruck.tv.
This is Sapphire Soul
On A1R, the Ask One Radio Network.
Hi, everybody. I'm Amber Price, and I am with Liz Throp today, psychic medium. She is a special friend of mine and an even more special psychic medium. And I wanted to have Liz join us today here on Sapphire Souls on A1R Radio. And we're going to chat today a little bit about a few psychic medium things. And so I want you to get to know Liz a bit better. So I'm just going to let you know a little bit more about her. So in 2011, Liz chose to devote herself to being a full-time psychic and never looked back. Like she is, just full force headed into it. And really we're, as a community, glad that she did.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah, of course. And so Liz has been featured on Canadian television, The Paranormal Show, several times as an expert. And she was regularly broadcasted on a local radio morning show at Country 89 FM. And she has her amazing show called The Gifted Ones on Giant TV. And so her show, you should check that out as well. She talks to a lot of really interesting people. And it's from everything from angels to zombies, A to Z. So Liz not only is a psychic medium, but she's a certified life coach. So she helps people set goals and manifest them into reality. And she is the president of Psychic Kids United, Inc. And so she is helping everybody learn what it is to be a psychic kid and how to manifest all of those great abilities, and giving parents help along the way in order to guide them with all of that. Because as you know, it might be a huge task, right? A huge task.
Well, right? Being a kid and a mom.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah, both sides of it.
From when we were children, that's the whole purpose of it, was to get the information out there for children and their parents so that they would be able to support each other.
That's right. And it's really great. If you haven't checked that website out, you should check it out because there's a lot of good information on there. And so recently, Liz has won Top 10 Reader's Choice Psychic Award through the Hamilton Spectator in 2016, 17, and 18, and a finalist in both psychic and life coaching categories for 2019. She was also recognized for Reader's Choice Awards for Top 10 Psychic in the Welland Tribune, Niagara Falls Review, St. Catharines Standard. Good for you. That's awesome. Good job. And so Liz has also won the 2019 Psychic Spiritual Excellence Halo Award and was a finalist in both the Coaching Professional and Medium Spiritual Excellence Halo Awards. And so the Spiritual Excellence Halo Awards are something that I decided that I was going to start offering, as I mentioned in one of my previous podcasts. And so Liz was one of the big winners amongst some other amazing people. Yes. And so that was interesting.
Very blessed. I couldn't believe it. It was one of those nights where, dreams are made of. Yeah. I was called up to the stage way too many times for my liking. But it was good. It was great.
Yes, it was. And if you ever wondered what it was like to be in a room full of psychic mediums or holistic healers, oh my gosh, you have to know that room was buzzing. And several of us days later even said, like, we feel like we're on some sort of spiritual hangover or something, because it was just in a very positive way, very like fulfilling and just genuinely overwhelming in a positive way.
It was.
Yeah. So that was so cool to be part of that together. And Psychic Kids United has also won Spiritual Writer Composer and the Green Spiritual Excellence Halo Award as well. And your show The Gifted Ones also won.
I know.
Yes, they also won one as well. And so Liz lives in St. Catharines, Ontario, Canada, just a little short way away from me in Niagara Falls. And she lives with her husband, Andrew. She has a daughter, Stephanie, and son-in-law, Brandon, who have two grandchildren.
Two grandchildren.
Yeah, Peyton and Warren. And you're called Emma, right?
Yep.
And to stepmother to Ian and Allie.
Yeah.
And so thank you, Liz, for coming. And, you guys are going to be great because you've got a perfect person to answer some psychic questions.
Oh my gosh,
today.
the two of us together? Are you kidding me?
Yes.
This is exciting.
Let's hope that nothing breaks tonight. Because every time we touch something, it goes down or breaks. So we'll do our best.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah. So no, it can be a little daunting. So especially around technology when, especially when the two of us are together, like everything kind of goes haywire. So I'm very nervous that
we're going to be good. Oh my goodness. So we have a caller, Janet.
Oh, cool.
Yes. So hi, Janet.
Hi, Janet. Oh.
Hello?
Oh, hi, Janet. Here you are. Hi.
Hi, sorry, my volume.
Oh, that's okay.
Hello? Do you hear me?
You're here with me.
Oh, wonderful.
Yes.
Oh, are you? Thank you for having me today.
Oh, thank you for calling in,
calling
Janet.
in for a general. Sorry to speak over you.
She just
sorry. What did you say?
I said a general, anything that comes up, or is it something specific that I have to ask?
Okay, all right, gotcha. Sorry.
Okay. So, Yeah, I'm actually picking up with you, Janet, that this year coming is about to be radically different from what you're used to. So did you just have a change in job, or like, are you looking at changing jobs? Does that make sense to you?
Yeah, I'm on the verge of it, actually. Like, I do in-store demos, and it's not like where I feel like I want to be,
Yeah.
This is actually, we were just talking about
We absolutely were.
Okay.
We must have known you were going to call Janet because we were just talking about something.
Oh my God, perfect.
We're coming into a 4-year. So 2020, you add up the numbers 2 + 0 + 2 + 0 = 4. And what that actually means is when you follow the tree of life, the Kabbalah's perspective, it's a love year. And it's also a push year. So it's all about things changing and we're absolutely about to embark upon new horizons. Anything that hasn't been serving us or sitting well with us this year, we're probably just going to drop it. So you're probably starting to really uncomfortable in certain aspects of life. And this is your job specifically was what I was picking up on, is just about, I feel like you're about to make a radical change, and it's exciting. Like, I'm not worried about it, but I feel like you've been kind of nervous, and they're showing me 3. So is that 3 years that you've been thinking about this?
Oh yeah. I mean, it's been a little bit, maybe 3 months.
3 months,
where it hit like really strongly.
Yeah. So,
but I do have 3 jobs. So.
Oh, geez, you have 3 jobs.
3 jobs.
Yeah.
Okay, that's the 3 too.
Yeah.
So something's got to change there. That's too much as well. Like, where's your time?
Yeah,
no time for everything doing 3 jobs. Okay, so we got to kind of pare it down, and I'm just not really crystal clear on what it is you're going to be doing. I keep asking them. Are you picking anything up?
Yeah, that would be nice to know.
Yeah, you are very covered in a blue light right now for me. So when I'm seeing blue around you, it really gives me the impression that you have to do something with communication and artistic.
Intuition or?
Yes. The communication. So sometimes when I see a symbol such as social work or teaching, that also is a very intuitive message. So somebody who's really, and your crown chakra is on fire. Like you have this huge light coming out of the top of your crown. Wow. Yeah. Like, I'm pretty sure you must have done a meditation or you did some sort of like asking for help today, because I'm hearing I'm supposed to be telling you. And there's so the whole time I'm connecting to you, Janet, my shoulder is oh my goodness.
Yeah.
My shoulder is just so sore here. Yeah. And I equate that to a lot, like you're carrying a lot responsibly. Weight. Yeah. Heavy weight. But also you might want to keep an eye on your shoulder or arm, because I'm not sure what's happening in there, but I just feel like a little bit sore tension.
I'm actually getting it up. The neck is too as well. So right in here.
Oh yeah, like because of this whole stress, I've been having a little bit of an ailment back there. So yeah.
So we just said that as well. That's one of the things.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So I'm seeing a blue jay sitting perched right here on the shoulder as well. This is, I don't know who this gentleman is. His name is George, but he's standing right behind you. And he's letting us know that he's guiding your path. So everything he's giving you just a little glimpse at a time. And so like highlighting that road for you so that you can see just a little bit at a time could be frustrating, because you want to kind of get to the end zone and see what you're doing. But part of it is because you're going to get a left turn in probably, I'm thinking March is the 3 for me, but you know, you got lots of 3s around you, so it could be a lot of things. But this is going to be an exciting turn. I think you're going to get. Are you working with a mentor for spirituality somewhere in Florida?
I work with a lot of different spiritual people, but yeah, it makes sense that they would be in the East Coast. They're all over the place, and there is one person in Connecticut, but I don't know exactly where they are.
Okay, no problem. I feel like you're going to really connect to somebody in the Florida state, probably between March and April, or 3 to 4 months from now. And so that's supposed to be really, really enlightening, especially for your health. One of the things that, you know, as a very sensitive person, actually recently I just had a pretty big health scare myself, and you know, I tend to get them as a sensitive person. So we were just talking about that as well. So just remember to clear your energy, because it's like sticking to you like one of those Nerf balls that kind of stick to the, everything's kind of coming at you at the same time.
Oh yeah, you're right about that. Just so much.
Yeah.
So, but this is very helpful. I really appreciate it. You know, you've been enlightening.
Good.
Oh, no problem. Can I just ask about your transportation? They keep taking your wheels away, so I'm not sure if that means you've had to fix something or just got a new mode of transportation.
Oh, yeah, I did. It's blue. It's a blue Tucson. I just got it recently. Oh, my God.
Congratulations. That's awesome.
That's fantastic.
Everything about you tonight is the 3s and the blues. Yeah. So keep that in mind for the 2020, the year 4, where you're going in. Keep those for your positive numbers and colors.
Oh, wow. A lot of synchronicities. Thank you so much.
Yes, no problem, Jana. Thank you so much for connecting with us tonight.
Of course. Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
No problem. Have a good night.
Okay, you too. Thank you. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Aw.
That is awesome. I'm so happy that she called in. She's got such a beautiful light about her. Holy.
I know. But such epic things coming up for her in the new year. So a lot of people out there are probably feeling this heaviness right now.
Yes.
You know, like you had mentioned your health concerns, and I have been feeling like, and I was explaining to you earlier, like I'm carrying an extra person around.
Yes, it feels like heavy.
Very heavy, but not in a not in a very extreme negative way. It's just, I just feel like, dragging everything around with me. So I think that's because we're leaving this, you know, we're coming up to the closure of 2019, and we have to get rid of and unpack a lot of the stuff that's we've carried through the year.
Absolutely.
So that's one of the things I've started to do. Have a life review, and what did we do well this year? What could we have done differently? So anybody sort of watching this could sort of think like, what can I release? Like, I don't know about you, but a lot of my readings recently have been relationship related.
Yes, there's a lot of relationship this last little while. Yeah.
Yes, and love and a lot of people finding that, like people are leaving them. And so it's like, what is that? Like I seem to have like this magnet of people that are finding me that they're losing their partners in a relationship breakup, not in like a loss sort of sense. But it's kind of a blessing if you can look at it from that perspective, guys, because if they're not going to stick around, it's for a reason, and actually it's doing you a huge favor. But they're not seeing it that way. They're feeling very overwhelmed and heavy as a result of the loss, right? Because it is like it's like a passing.
Oh yeah, really. You have to go through the stages of grieving, whether you lose a friend or a partner or whatever, just through deciding to go separate ways in the physical world. So you still have to go through all of those stages of grieving. But they do give you a lot of gifts out of it. Maybe they gave you, somebody who pushes our limits makes you have to set boundaries. And some of us, especially empaths, do not like boundaries. We like them, we just don't know how to make them.
Isn't that the truth?
Yeah, so that's definitely something when somebody is there and they're pushing you all the time, it's like, okay, you have to learn to say no or set boundaries or you do self-care. And so you're always getting something out of any type of relationship that you have, even if it's just passing by someone. I always use the experience of road rage, because
perfect analogy.
If I was walking in a department store and I had somebody come super fast up up the back of me, like pushing up the heels, trying to make me go faster, and then got mad and turned and swerved and slammed on in front. Like that wouldn't really necessarily fly because you're right in person. But because you're in a vehicle, it almost makes it okay to some. And so I think it's just energy, and it does like help you get through that, right? You have to work with the energy and set the boundaries for sure.
Yeah. Teach people how to treat you. That's my number one mantra for this year coming up. If you don't teach people how to treat you, they're going to do whatever they choose. And if you're not setting the bar, this is what I require in order to be connected to me, then you're going to become a doormat. So,
and it's difficult because when you're used to like operating in a relationship like that, it's easy to go back to the comfort zone of, saying it's okay, I'll take more. You feel better, but I'll take it for you and I'll hold on to it. But that's, like you're saying, to circle back, relationships will be changing. And, even with careers and job choices, if you're not happy, you also have to make those changes, but you also still have to go through the steps of grieving with that as well, because it's something you're used to and it's in the motion, and not a lot of people are easy to let something like that go, being it's their bread and butter, right? So it is almost harder to leave a job that you're not enjoying than it is to leave a relationship sometimes.
Exactly. So true.
And then you get the illness. So as we were saying, even myself this last week or two, I don't know, exactly what's happening. People that are spiritual tend to get autoimmune problems that go undiagnosed for a long time. I was fortunate because I within the last 10 years, finally got a diagnosis, so I can help myself a lot better, and knowledge is power for sure. But this time of year, this is hard for us, right? Like for anybody, whether you're super sensitive to energy or not, this is a very busy time. The hours change, so there's not enough light outside. We're maybe not taking as good care of ourselves, or eating is a little bit quicker because you're not wanting to sit and cook and spend time.
And I don't think I've cooked for like 4 days. It's been carry out every day, but that's the worst, right? Like, it's just the worst. So we definitely have to be mindful of our body at this time of year, definitely. But the autoimmune thing, like I as well was diagnosed with thyroid issues. So, I think it is something that we suffer from for sure, because we are taking on a lot of other people's energies from above and around us. And I don't know if that's the cause, but
we don't know. We don't know. We do use our bodies in very different ways. And so who's to say why or what or how? And that's just something, but it seems to be a lot more symptoms with a lot less of a main diagnosis.
Exactly.
Right?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. And so what do you do to help control how much energy you're giving out or receiving?
I definitely, I plan my day so that, like, I'm a morning girl, so I plan my day so that my clients are in the morning. And then I give myself at least an hour to just be. So if that's listening to music, meditating, where I'll just be within this Liz time. Nobody else is around the house, which is wonderful, right?
It's very rare.
Yeah, for you it is. I'm an empty nester now, so it's unless like
we got 5 kids, 2 grandchildren, 4 cats. Like it's almost
a full house over here. I'm the opposite. There's just the 2 of us at home now, so it's great. Yeah, I do get the grandkids every once in a while. I get the grandkids almost nightly, but yeah, it is. It's wonderful. But they're little energy, rechargers for me. Sometimes they're not. I'm going to be honest. But so definitely just really take time for you. Meditation, I can't say it enough. If you can't do the mindful meditation where you're just like doing your thing, because I have a monkey brain, so a monkey mind, I can't turn it off as easy as most people. So I'll do the guided meditations. That's where I go.
I do the guided meditations as well. It's a lot easier to focus on what, they're kind of guiding you to than to lay and be quiet and have your mind go, right? And so
what do you use?
So you know what I like? And I use YouTube. I use YouTube, right? Okay. But one of my favorites is Lisa Beachy.
Oh, Lisa Beachy.
Lisa Beachy. She's a Reiki master, and she has some amazing meditations for moms. So some of them are super fast, and that works perfect for me for having limited time frames. So I can do a meditation in 5 to 10 minutes, or I can choose to do one for an hour, whatever works for you. So now, of course, you have to resonate yourself with who you are attracted to.
Yeah, and I use fragrantheart.com, and it's out of Australia. And it's Elizabeth Blakey, and she's amazing. So check it out. Free meditations, and all different levels of meditation. And there's got to be something there for you between the 2 of us. Yeah.
And I have some apps on my phone. I think one is Relax and something else. Yeah. And so those are great too. It's endless. The supply of information is just endless. But I think for myself, meditations are one of the least amazing things that I do for myself. I think just going for a drive in my vehicle every day is part of my routine. So I listen to music and I look at the scenery, and anything by water or trees makes me happy. And so doing stuff like that. And then
forest bathing.
That's right. Oh my goodness, it's so nice. I love it. And knowing your time limit on things too, right? We get invited to a lot of different things, or you're juggling with responsibilities and that kind of stuff. So set some time limits, okay, I'll be here for 30 minutes, or I can stay here for 2 hours, and then you just go with that, right?
Yeah, trust yourself. When you're done doing something, you're done.
Yeah.
Don't force yourself. When I learned to say the word no, it was amazing.
Yes. Yeah.
You too?
Sounds foreign.
Well,
yeah.
I know. Yeah. No, I never was able to say the word no, but now I can say it no problem.
Yeah. And it's amazing because when you practice those tiny little shifts, when we're talking about our health, I mean, it really does help. And so your body will tell you when you need to slow down. And so that's what just happened to me recently. It was, okay, Amber, time to slow it down a little bit. And if you're not going to do it, then we'll do it for you. And so that's what kind of I got out of that message. So, and the amount of energy I find that I use during a reading, I don't usually do readings if I'm this ill, because then bless you.
Excuse me, sorry.
If I was that ill in the last little while, I usually don't do readings because it takes a lot of energy to do it. And so just kind of rearranging your schedule and kind of just knowing how, take a day or 2 to rest and then get back on it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I couldn't have said it better myself.
Yeah, right? All right, so what do you have upcoming?
Well, we got Christmas. It's all about Christmas at the Throb household. So it's literally, I'm all shopped out. I don't have to get anything else. I just literally have to wrap at this point. And then We've got a really exciting, we got the Throp annual Christmas party. Other than that, we've got just some gingerbread making. I saw you did some gingerbreads in this house.
We have about 10 of them lined up on our dining table.
So cute. They're so cute.
It's one of our traditions.
I love it. That's our tradition too. I love it.
Yeah, it's amazing. So I'm glad to hear that. It's so fun. And you know what? It's a time to remember the ones that we've lost.
Yes.
And,
absolutely.
Knowing that they're, in spirit and, maybe listening to their favorite Christmas song or reminiscing about some stuff, or if it's too difficult, then, just holding them in your heart. But it definitely is a time that we wish we had everyone with us.
Exactly. And, talk about them. Don't be afraid to talk about them. They're with you. They are there. They're at that dinner table. They're enjoying the exact same event you are. So don't feel like you can't talk about them. Everybody feels so much more connected when we're talking about them.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. It helps to heal, and everybody does stuff at a different time frame. And so being mindful that everybody is kind of grieving at different times. And so when you're out and about, there might be people who don't want to attend parties, or they don't see themselves, and they're not going to. And so that's okay, because that's the process that they're taking.
Yeah. Don't take it personally.
Yeah. Don't take it personal. It's just something that all of us have to experience and go through at our own pace. And so definitely just absorb it all and enjoy the time that you have with each other and your friends and family that we have now. And I'm thankful for you coming today. Thank you so much. Yes, that was amazing. I love that you can catch Liz on Giant TV on YouTube, right?
Yeah, Giant TV Niagara. It's the Gifted Ones with a Z at the end of ones.
Yeah, so, Gifted Ones. And check her out, see what kind of guests that she has coming in and talking about all those awesome things. And then check out my website, amber-price.com, for more information about my upcoming events and workshops. And we'll talk to you next week.
Psychic Radio, Earth's #1 psychic radio network, and watching Moonstruck TV, enlightening television. Welcome.
Time for Insights into Consciousness with Anna Olson. Live from AnnaOlsonIntuitive.com.
Connect direct. In North America, dial 888-454-2751. In London, 20-3519-2158. In Sydney, dial 02-8488-3147. Or online, contact us through our Facebook page, facebook.com/psychic radio.
Or one of our websites,
AskOneRadio.com or Moonstruck.tv.
This is Insights into Consciousness
On A1R, the Ask One Radio Network.
Hello, I'm Anna Olson. Thank you for listening to A1R Radio. Welcome to Insights into Consciousness. My website at the bottom of the screen, AnnaOlsonIntuitive.com. You can see me on iHeartRadio, Spotify. You just search for Insights into Consciousness, Anna Olson, A1R. Any of those will work. It's the #1. And I wanted to go over something that I'm really excited about. There's some news today that I wanted to give everybody, and that is that HBO, and we don't have a time frame yet. We don't have an exact date, which is kind of unfortunate, but there's a new HBO prequel to Practical Magic coming out. It's a 1-hour drama series based on Alice Hoffman's own prequel of the same name. So she did the book Practical Magic, and then she went on to do a prequel, which is going to be really fun to catch. I'm hoping it's good, and they don't have an exact time frame, but I'm willing to go in and get on to HBO just to see if I can watch this and see if I like it. So that's really, really exciting for me, and I know that a lot of other people have been really excited about that. Also, the moon is in Virgo now, so we're going to talk about the planets just a little bit. That the planets, there's going to be some other planets that are going to follow too. I don't go into too much detail on it because then it would take up the whole show to do all of that. So there's going to be a lot of planets in Virgo that's, as a Virgo, I always go into what are my traits? Well, one of them is that, there's a lot of attention to detail. So this might be a good idea to go in and organize, or maybe kind of look at what it is you really want to focus on and get clear about your intentions, because this is a time about clarity and kind of perfecting and getting into the detail of what it is that you want to manifest, or what it is exactly that you would like to really bring into your life and attract to your space, to your energy, and to your surroundings. So this is something that we get to focus on because we're all going to be dealing with those Virgo traits pretty soon with the planetary alignments and the moon currently. So that's the moon right now and the planets. I wanted to also go over something that I just recently taught a student that I'm teaching one-on-one, and that is tea leaf readings. So tea leaf readings, it's surprising to me how many people are not aware of tea leaf readings, that they exist, or the history behind them, how to do them. I did one with my student. It was a lot of fun. We took some pictures and we followed a couple of diagrams to see if those resonated with us. You can go online and see if there are diagrams that you can really align with that make sense to you. So in addition, the way you start a tea leaf reading, and these were done back in Europe, way back in the day. So you grab some loose tea and you put it in, your hot water. You let it steep for a bit. You're going to have the person who's getting the reading done drink it, and leave about a tablespoon of that tea in the bottom where all the loose tea is. You're going to grab the saucer. So you're going to need a cup and a saucer. The bigger the cup, the better. And you just put the saucer on top of the cup. Turn it over so that everything falls out into the saucer. Turn the cup over and look into the cup. Now, these loose tea leaves, what they do are these little segments and these little pieces of this tea leaf will land at different parts of the cup, adjacent to where the handle of the cup is. So you'll be holding it, and when you look down into the cup, there's going to be a lot of different diagrams. You use your intuition. You see what it is that you see in the cup. Now, you can see, the last time I saw distinctly a fairy. It looked just like a fairy. This little tea leaf kind of curled up into a shape, looked just like a fairy on the end of a flower stem, a stem that went straight into a flower and a fairy on the flower. It was huge. I took pictures of it. It was very clear to both of us. So I wrote it down, and then I showed her and I said, what did you see? I didn't tell her what I saw. And I didn't let her see what I wrote down on my paper. She said, oh my gosh, I see a fairy on a flower on a stem. So you'll notice when you're doing a reading that two people will oftentimes get the exact same thing. And they'll see the exact same things. So when I've done readings like this, and I've waited for the person to tell me what they saw, I already had in mind what I saw, and it matched what they saw. So intuition is intuition. Spirit is spirit. Spirit will give us the same message. It continues through readers over years. Truth is truth, and the accurate, true information through readings and through spirit is always accurate, always true, and always the same. Especially when everybody present is on the same frequency, vibe, level of positivity. So the really cool thing about tea leaf readings, the history behind them. Now, back in the day, centuries ago, many practitioners couldn't do readings because they'd be burned at the stake. They'd have to do these incognito. So what they would do is they would go to a public place to have tea. And the reader would meet with the client and would do a full tea leaf reading, looking like they were, just out in public having a cup of tea. So this originated kind of in Britain, Europe areas where they still do a whole lot of tea time, and they, will sit together and sip on their tea. So even like if their husbands came home, or someone's husband came home, or their children came home, or the parents walked into the home, they'd be just sitting at the table having their tea. Now, when we go back into time, there's a lot of different ways that people did other readings to stay incognito as well. Loose tea leaf readings are just one of those many types. So there's diagrams that will show you what means what in the cup. So the very bottom round part of the cup will mean, like the distant future, or the meaning of the entire reading, or kind of like the whole synapse of the reading will be the very, very bottom of the cup. The next level up, like if you were to imagine the cup having liquid at the bottom and filling it up to like the first 1/3 of the cup, that would be the distant future. If you filled it up to the next 1/3 of the layer of the cup with liquid, then that whole layer that liquid would also take up, the next 1/3 of the cup. Right along the middle would be the near future, and then the very top layer just before the lip of the cup would be the nearest future, or the next week or two, that again, weeks, and then the very, very top is the present. So then around the handle part, dipping all the way down to the bottom of the cup, you would have different meanings to where the leaves fall there. It's all put in exactly the right place. And of course, everybody likes to use different diagrams, because when we do readings, readers are all very unique, and we find what works for us. So we may even mix this with something, like a card, or you could mix this reading with, card reading tarot. You could do angel tarot. You could do oracle cards, anything that you feel drawn to. But basically, the loose tea leaf reading is the most rare. It's not what most readers do. The people who do them are kind of special and unique, and most of the time they will have a visual or photogenic memory, because they really need to see things visually, and they learn best or read best with pictures or things that are visual that way. So it's a really fun way to have a reading. If you ever come across, a place or somebody who does them, it might be kind of fun to have it done, because you can see how they can look at the tea leaves and how they create different shapes Sometimes like dashes will mean one thing, or a spiral will mean something else. And something that looks like an airplane may mean travel, for instance. So everything means something with the tea leaves. And it's a really fun way to get a reading, and sometimes even practice yourself. If you wanted to, meditate and ground and really shield and protect and clear your mind and have a cup of tea and look in your teacup and see what you can find. It can be kind of fun just to practice and see what you get. It's fun either way. So on to what I want to do today. I'd like to do a universal reading, and what that is it's a reading where I take out the cards and I will start doing a reading for the universal consciousness. I am in California. However, the universal readings account for everyone. We are all affected by, as the world, a planet. If you think of the planet as a homeopathic entity, and if you think of the world as perhaps having its own spirit, or its body and spirit as well, we would be part of its body in a way where we work together and we make up what the world is made of, in a way that we all have a purpose to drive the earth. So we all must have a singular consciousness, a universal consciousness that is tied together. So we can go into a lot of studies and a lot of experiences with people where they have realized that when something happens that is a crisis in the world, that many people, especially the empaths around the world, will feel it before they even get the news brief. So we are all connected. We all have the same connection to the same source and the same God had the same spirit. And yes, we can connect and disconnect at will, but basically a reading for universal consciousness or purpose will be for anyone. So I'm basically doing a reading on my viewers as well. And if it doesn't resonate with you, that's okay. You're on another frequency. If it does resonate with you, then that part of the reading is for you. So I just get what I hear, what I have coming through, and what I see. And I do use the cards because it's a nice visual cue for me to focus on, just to kind of aid in not being distracted, like squirrel. So that's my way of, the cards really help me to focus and to meditate on the message being received through spirit. Now, I'm shuffling now, and I'm just asking the guides and angels what it is in spirit, what it is that we need right now is universal consciousness. And the first thing that I'm getting is that we'll do mind, body, and spirit. So I will draw a card that will represent the mind, our minds, and what's going on with our consciousness, with what we're thinking. What are your thoughts? What are those thoughts doing? What is the purpose for those thoughts? Thoughts are very powerful, and all creation begins with a thought and the power of the word, because most thoughts also include words, and words are the basis of many, many creations, including the beginning, to go back in the Bible, the beginning of the world, the beginning of the entire world, and all of the atmosphere and the water was the power of the word. So the thing that I am looking at here is the moon. So I'm getting the number 18, and I'm getting the moon. So it's basically a card depicting that masculinity is going to be taking a front seat right now, in a way of logistics and order. Now, it's going to, now I'm seeing the moon, and I'm seeing this logistics and this masculine energy sort of surrounding the moon and keeping it in its place. But really what I'm getting is that in the mind, the feminine energy, and we as women, we do better working with men peacefully, with allowing their logical mind, their ways of doing things to come into our world, and to really take it seriously, and to consider what men are saying in our lives. So when we have all these wonderful men in our lives who are putting in their 2 cents, or they want to give an opinion, or, when we have something that we're dealing with and we just want to vent, well, what if there's something they can suggest that will actually make our situation better? There's so much in psychology that goes towards, well, women just want to vent and talk about something emotional and be emotional for a while, and that's fine. But can't we too also, after we vent, ask them what they think and what they would do, and then actually take it seriously and do it? I don't see anything wrong with that. I see everything right with that. And that's what I'm seeing here, with things being so driven by women just acting emotionally, which is definitely half of the whole. But we have two halves to this whole. Half of that is the masculinity. And I know that right now we have a president that is a little bit strong-minded, to say the least. He is very opinionated. He has done and said some things that make women feel unsafe. But we have to remember that we do need the good men, and we need the men who are on our side, and the men who are trying to help, who love us, who are defending their families, and who have a lot to contribute. And we need to accept what they contribute, and we need to take it seriously and love them and be gentle and kind to them. And if we're having a bad day, say, I'm having a bad day, this has nothing to do with you, because men internalize. And when the male higher consciousness internalizes too much and is overwhelmed, what happens is the planet gets sick and our men check out. We need that masculine balancing energy to balance out the feminine. It's good to have the feminine, yes, but it's also good to have the masculine in balance. This doesn't mean let them rule your life or take over your life or abuse you. I would never say that. But at the same time, we need to be careful about how we're making men feel, and to really, really pay attention to what's going on with them and to allow them to do their part. I'm going to give a brief description of this card, the moon card, and I'm going to show it on screen because I know that some people are just listening to the show as well, not seeing the screen. But it is a moon. It's a picture of a moon with a rather mechanical device around it with something that looks basically like a clock attached to it, and it has different little keys attached to that. There is a crab that probably would represent Cancer, two wolves, masculine and feminine is in balance here, but there's definitely more of the masculine energy involved. So yes, it's depicting basically the moon, but this is what I'm seeing as a masculine energy. And I'm going to just hold up this card so that viewers can see the card. You have the moon, and then you have all of these more logic. I see these other items on the card as being very masculine, and the timing, the science, all the mechanics. If you think about men working under the hood or having their tool sets and things like that, not that women don't, but that is a masculine energy thing. So even when women do it, that's a masculine energy. So for mind, I'm definitely getting the balance of the masculine and feminine. Don't let masculinity scare you. Don't let masculinity piss you off. Don't let masculinity, we have to work together, and we have to, whether it's a woman with masculine energy or it's a man in your life, but I'm getting this is much more men, sons, making sure they feel respected, heard, making sure that, we nurture them. I'm really getting that it's important for us to make sure that we nurture them. Our issues as women, it doesn't mean that it's every man, and that if we've been hurt by men, we need to understand their energy more. So I think it's better to seek to understand them and the masculine energy more than to reject or block it and act or pretend as though we don't need it. We do. We all need it. The earth needs it. The universe needs it, both masculine and feminine. I'm seeing a little bit of a tip towards the feminine a little more right now, and that can be messy. It does throw things off. So think of the sun and the moon and how they work together. The moon is the female or the feminine. The sun is the masculine. We need both. The moon does not shine without the masculine energy of the sun. It does not work. It has to be both, and it has to be a balance or things go wrong. Women need the protection of the masculine. It's a fact. So that's what I wanted to reiterate about the moon and the masculinity. So the second will be body. Now, this is really a wonderful card that I got for the body. I got the Lovers, and this just came up. I didn't pick it myself. I didn't look at it and pull it out. it is what I pulled. Now, the number for this is 6. So when we have the card for the Lovers, again, I'm seeing the masculine and feminine needing to connect. This doesn't mean like absolutely you have to have male-female relationship. I'm talking about masculinity and femininity in whatever human being it just happens to reside in. So it could be male-male, could be female-female, could be female-male. It could be masculine-female with a feminine male. It doesn't have to look a certain way. That way, but I do feel again that this is depicting that the body, we need to respect that each sex has, I guess this is all about men and women in relationships. I know that I'm just going to like talk about how I just spoke with my mother about her clients, how she's realizing during her trainings, she's a therapist. She's a therapist in psychology. So she counsels people, and she was telling me that she went to her continuing education credit classes and things like that. And the new research is showing a very low in the 20s success rate of marriages currently in the United States. So originally we thought it was 75, then we thought it was 50, and now it's looking to be more like it's in the 20s, 23, 28 was what I think I remember her saying. I know it was in the 20s, but she thought it was not correct because it was so low, that these marriages are succeeding at a 23 to 28% level of success. And the 50% only represented the people who were legally married, not the people who were still legally married but separated. So we're looking at a big discord in marriages and with people being able to cohabitate and to get along. I'm seeing that we, with the body, we need to be respectful of the other person's space. So men need to not be controlled. Women need to be respected, revered, cherished, and loved. And, women need to hear a lot of compliments about not just their appearance, but what they can do and what you appreciate about them. And, I feel like we really need to respect the differences of men and women, masculine and feminine energy, that they're not the same. It's like living with an alien, and we have to accept that. We just have to cohabitate and really try to work through these differences, because what happens when we don't work through our differences, we don't learn anything. And then life gets harder, and then it's more uncomfortable. It could be more comfortable in the interim. And of course, this isn't including abusive relationships or something. I mean, if somebody is being violent, of course, that's a different story. This is more about healthier relationships with some discord on things, with things that can be worked out. I'm always surprised. I'm oftentimes surprised in my readings when I'm talking to people at what they don't want to put up with or work out with someone, something that is easily worked out with some work, some just allowing things to change or allowing things to go their way, the other person's way for a bit. When I hear somebody complaining about, they left their whatever I'm like, really? We're going to worry about this? So, there's bigger fish to fry. There are other things for us to worry about. We need to grow up in our relationships. We need to be more basically drawn towards what's really important in life. What if this person wasn't here tomorrow? What would we do and say today to make their life good? What would we do and say today to have no regrets with this person? I'm going to do a close-up real quick of the Lovers. I have like 4 minutes left. So there's this card. This is the body. We need to be able to cohabitate with the person. There's a male and a female on the front, and it's actually really beautiful. It looks more Roman, maybe Babylonian. There's a beautiful moon. There's a couple kind of in the water, and it's pretty gorgeous. So that's depicting the body. Now, for spirit, I'm going to pull one more card, and then I will conclude this reading for Universal. I'm getting the cups, the 5 of cups. So the 5 of cups for spirit, This looks like a man praying. He's got his hands in the prayer position, and he looks like a knight in armor. There's cups all around him. Some are full, some are empty and on the ground. So it seems to depict to me that he is losing his resources and he only has a little bit to go, and he's praying for answers. So I think with a lot of our issues, it's good to ask for guidance. What is your deity? What is your way of worshiping? Do you pray to God? Do you pray to the angels? Do you, whatever it is, to ask for guidance from spirit? That this is very important for us spiritually, to go ahead and ask for that guidance. We don't have all the answers. We are running out of resources in a lot of ways. I see a lot of soldiers out fighting in the field. I see this as being, some of our soldiers are mothers trying to raise a child by herself, or some of our soldiers in this country or this world or whatever country you're in are soldiers who are just trying to get a job to feed their family. So really think about what it is that you need guidance for, that you don't know what in the hell you're doing about. If you don't know what you're doing, ask for guidance spiritually. If you are hurting spiritually, you ask for guidance. You pray. This is the front of the card. There's the man. It looks like a knight in armor praying. And some cups are full in the back. Most of them are empty and on the ground. So he's looking like he's really, really praying hard for an answer. That's the conclusion of this reading. I wanted to also go into the fact that I have classes that I can teach one-on-one, and I am running a special right now. You can go to my website. It's at the bottom of the screen, AnnaOlsenIntuitive.com, or you can reach me on Facebook, Anna Olsen Intuitive. So I'm so glad that you listened to me today. Go ahead and email me. You can contact me on my website page or on Facebook with any questions. And I just really hope that I can hear from as many people as possible. I also wanted to go into the fact that I definitely do Reiki. I do readings. I also do medical readings. I've been doing those, and those have been going really well. I'm going to conclude my show tonight, and I just hope everybody has a wonderful week. I will see you next time.
listening to A1R Psychic Radio, Earth's #1 psychic radio network, and watching Moonstruck TV, enlightening television. Welcome.
Time for Insights into Consciousness with Anna Olson. Live from AnnaOlsonIntuitive.com.
Connect direct. In North America, dial 888-454-2751. In London, 20-3519-2158. In Sydney, dial 02-8488-3147. Or online, contact us through our Facebook page, facebook.com/psychic radio.
Or one of our websites,
AskOneRadio.com or Moonstruck.tv.
This is Insights into Consciousness
On A1R, the Ask One Radio Network.
Hi, good evening. I'm Anna Olson here on Insights into Consciousness. I'm your host tonight here on A1R Radio. I am doing readings tonight, just all readings, and I want to focus on intuition. And if you have had any spiritual experiences, first off, I just wanted to say that the number one question I get from people from a religious background, especially of the Christian faith, anybody who has read the Bible, follows the Bible, I got it again tonight when I was doing a reading, and that is, if the Bible says X, Y, Z, how is it that you justify still using Christ consciousness and being Christian and doing readings as a psychic medium? And the answer is very, very clear every single time. The answer is always that we all must use our discernment. We are all born with an innate, inherent discernment, which will tell us specifically what is good and what is bad. It is our job and our responsibility to be able to weed out good and bad people, whether it be at a church. And trust me, there are always good and evil people running and attending any religious place. Don't let anybody fool you. The most, how can I say this? The people who harm the most and the people who do the most damage are the ones that are usually the most manipulative, and they take advantage of people. They appear nice. They're not your ugly pirate in the corner, okay? They are outwardly usually very manipulative, very graceful, charming. They look clean. They look amazing. They usually are very attractive. And by the way, that is another way that they gain manipulation, is through their appearance, sexuality, and basically getting people's attention, either being attractive to them personally or sexually. That is a very big manipulating tool that these personality disordered people, or people who don't have your best interest at heart. So again, I go over it and I just go over it and go over it, that it's important to learn how to use our own innate, inherent, built-in compass. And that is building our own spirituality, and that is our responsibility. We can't leave it up to, like, let's say a pastor of your church every time you have communication with someone. If you go on the train, or you're out on the street, or you're at work, or you meet somebody new at a party or someone's house, can you call up your pastor throughout your life every single time you meet somebody and say, listen, I really need you to tell me if this person's okay or not? No, we don't do that. That's not realistic. So what we do is we use our own compass. We have to practice it. We have to all keep fine-tuning our compass. So I'm going to take a call now. Bridget in Tulsa, Oklahoma. She would like a reading tonight, so I'm going to do that now. Hi, Bridget. How are you tonight?
Hi, I'm wonderful. I got through.
Good.
I've been trying for a while. Thank you so much.
Oh, yay, you got through. I'm happy to talk to you tonight. So what would you like to focus on?
I'd like a medium reading if you can. Do you do those?
Yeah, I do. I can see what I get.
Okay. That and maybe guidance or
guidance. Okay. Now, first of all, I'm getting a female. I'm kind of getting mom or grandma. First off, and I'm not sure if that is. I think she seems more like a grandma presence, and she's really sweet. She's got glasses on. I mean, most of them do, but she is. If she feels to me more like I would say, first of all, let me get your feedback. Is this ringing a bell?
Yeah, I have a couple of grandmas. I was pretty young when they passed.
Okay, and so
my mom's still living, so it's got to be my grandma.
It has to be your grandma. So sometimes when we go in for a medium reading, the person who you were hoping to hear from doesn't always come through. If you would like me to focus on a specific person, you can, but the people who have the strongest presence and usually the strongest spiritual strength will kind of pop in real quick because they like to make contact. So I'm getting grandma, and she's just basically, the reason why they do that is because they want you to know they're still with you, that they do watch you, that they do have concerns for you, that they are there to guide you. And it's good for us to know that. We forget about them. We go through our lives and we just don't think about them. So if you would like for me to focus on somebody specific, I can do that. I'm guessing that this was somebody who passed.
Can you? Do you need the name or?
If I don't do as well with names for some reason, that's never been my strong point. But I basically will tell you who, and I mean, I'm also getting a male presence, and it would be a younger son or brother. Younger than grandma.
My husband passed. That's who I'm trying to reach.
Oh, so you're trying to get to your husband. Was this pretty recently?
Yeah. Well, it's in the last 5 years.
So, husband didn't come through very, very strongly. I'm getting more of like, so was his mother passed?
His mother? No.
Your husband's mother? She's still with us?
She's still here, yeah.
Because I'm getting that the grandmother may have been his grandma, and that he's with her. So sometimes these things come in and they don't make perfect sense at first, and then as we go through,
he does have his grandma that he was really close with her. She's passed.
Mm-hmm. So that makes more sense now. Now I got son or brother. I think it's because he is her son. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So I'm feeling the son relationship with his mother, and I'm feeling that they're together and they're very close. So did you know his grandmother?
I did not know.
Okay. Because it's basically a feeling of my grandma has me now. She's, we're together, and she's also watching over you. It's like it's almost like she's mom to him. And maybe that's why I was getting mother too with his grandma, is just if she feels very, very mothering.
Yeah, I think they had a relationship like that she was more of another figure to him.
Okay. So that makes more sense, because sometimes people who will come through first are, there's a whole order of things that happen. And then other times when people come through, basically the people who have been passed the longest come through first. That tends to happen a lot. People who have passed more recently tend to not come through as strongly or as often. So sometimes the other family member that has passed prior to the person that you're trying to reach, they will help that person come through and relay some messages. It's a little hard to explain, in the amount of time that I have, but usually it's because they're still learning on the other side. They're still initiating into where they are. They're still adjusting, and it takes some time for them to really get used to it. Yeah. That's usually what it's about. So that actually does make a lot of sense. And so what I do is I bounce things off of you, and you help me make sense so that you know that this is what's accurate. And then it makes more sense to me, because I get it in a lot of pictures and symbols, and that's usually how they talk to me, because it's telepathy. So is there a specific question you have, or? something that's been on your mind about him, or is there a specific question you'd like me to ask?
Yeah, I just wonder, if he went in a pretty rough way. I just wondered if he's okay, and if he's advancing. And a couple of our kids are having a hard time with life, so I just want to know if he's there for them. And my daughter, I'm hoping she finds someone that she can connect with. She has a hard time finding my oldest daughter, and I'm just wondering when she's going to find the right one and be able to start her life.
Right. I really do feel that he has a strong presence. He is definitely doing his work. It's going to be about another 5 years around that before he can really start doing more of the work where he's connecting with your kids more and with you. Sometimes it just takes them different amounts of time here on the earth. It's very different there.
Yeah.
The time frame is very different there compared to here. So
I guess I didn't realize how long it takes.
Yeah. And in the meantime, the way that they talk to us is through symbols. And
okay.
I'm getting almost like a family crest, or I'm not sure if it's like it looks almost like beer, or like something that you'd see on a really nice liqueur bottle or something. It's kind of like silver, kind of hard to explain, but I feel like he's coming through with a sign, a symbol, and I'm not exactly sure what it would be called. Is it almost like a family crest, or is there something that he liked?
He was cremated, and me and our 4 children have silver crosses that we wear.
That's it, because it's very silver, and it looks like it looked to me like one of those old medieval crosses to me. For some reason, that's how it came through. So he's just basically telling you he knows you guys have those, and he's acknowledging that he can still see you. He's still there. And the message that I'm getting, and I'm getting goosebumps, so I know this is like super strong coming through. The message that I'm getting from him is that he wants you and the kids to know that life is meant to really test us, and that those trials, it's like he's saying, wow, I had it really hard sometimes in this life, here on the earth. And that he's saying, that's why he kind of went when he did, because it was like he was done and he didn't have a whole lot left in him. Yeah. It was his due time to go. And with the kids, his biggest message for them and for you is that life isn't meant to be really easy. We're supposed to have these really difficult trials that we go through, and that it's something we have to accept, that this is hard, and that it isn't always, exactly the way we had hoped. And usually that turns out for the better.
Yeah.
These things are going to strengthen.
Yeah, he had a super hard life, and I think me and the kids was probably the best thing that he had out of it.
Mm-hmm. I would say that's correct. He's doing a lot of work over there. From a young age, I feel like he had gone through trials, and so there were just a few things that he was still playing catch up on with his spiritual growth. And what he's doing now is, with the time that he has in the spirit world, he's really utilizing his time and being given the opportunity through his guides, angels, and the higher ascended masters, the ascended masters that he works with, to develop and grow these skill sets spiritually. And that's really why he doesn't have a whole lot of earth time to be like bouncing back and forth. But he does want you to know that when you see those silver crosses, that he's with you. He is absolutely aware of you. He feels your emotion. He understands your sadness. And that's really like what I want to get across to you right now, is that he really acknowledges your sadness. And it feels very deep to me. I understand, how much he meant to you, feeling it. And he's acknowledging you that for that. And he's saying, like, it's not, this life is very, very brief. And if you can just, try your best to look at all of the good things that he left you with and all of the good times that you guys had together, that you're going to be able to get through the grieving process easier. And he's saying, go ahead and talk to him. Like when you're feeling lonely or whatever, he can hear you. You can talk to him in your mind. You can talk to him out loud, when nobody's there. It's, it's very personal, but he's listening and he's still there. You can talk to him.
Yeah. I do talk to him, and I get frustrated with it. And my grieving has been hard. It's been off and on. I tried to learn, and I watch mediums and I watch all shows, and I'm trying to heal myself from it, but it's extremely hard.
Well, he's with you. He understands. He feels everything you feel. He knows the depth of it. He's there. He not only can see. I
don't want to make him sad.
You're not making him sad. He is watching you go through this process of grief, and he knows it's like what he was saying before. He knows how it hurts. He can feel what you feel now, and that's okay. He can handle it. He's okay. But he wants you to try to start remembering all the good things about him, because nobody wants to leave this earth with you feeling sad every time you think of them. They want you to feel happy every time you think of them. They want you to remember all the great things, all the good moments, and to remember those things. And go ahead and let that grief play through. That's important work to do, and that will strengthen you spiritually, and it will strengthen you in being able to build empathy and grow your empathy and earn it, and just really be able to help others who are maybe in the same situation. I'm sure that you've had a lot of people say some things that, after he passed, that didn't resonate very well with you. And so what it does is it teaches us what to say, how to support others, how to really support our clan, our community. It makes you a better person. And I'm just, what I would like you to kind of move away from is being lost in the sad part of it, because that can be a cycle that will continue if it's not processed with the grief properly.
Yeah.
And your children, they're going to work through it the way that they are going to. They're all going to do it differently. And your oldest daughter has her own way to grieve and to act out. I know she's probably acting out some. It's normal. Yeah. It's natural. This is all part of that process. So I want you to normalize what's happening right now. This is what people go through when they lose something.
Try to breathe and get through it.
Yeah, I understand. I've experienced grief, and I understand.
Okay.
Yeah. Thank you so much for calling in. If you'd like to continue, or you'd like to reach me again for more, you can always contact me. My website is AnnaOlsenIntuitive.com, and I'm on Facebook at Anna Olsen Intuitive. And you can always reach out to me again. I'd love to do another reading for you, or for one of your kids. I'm always here to help.
Sure. That's what I was wondering, because the more that I learn, it seems like my emotions are getting so strong with people, like when I'm around people more, or because I'm more of a shut-in. I like being alone. And I guess the more I learn and the more I try to connect, what is that? Is that just has to do with my spiritual growth?
Yeah, that's normal. It's just as we age, when you reach certain ages in your chronological age, you are more ready for new spiritual growth and transition. So that is extremely normal. You're doing, great work, actually. I think it's really about getting in all of your resources that you resonate with. If that's church, you resonate with that, great. If it's, mediums, you resonate with that, perfect. It's whatever you resonate the most with.
Okay.
And absolutely reach out to me if you need me again. I'm happy to help. I'm happy to connect with you again.
Okay, thank you so much.
Thank you. Have a wonderful night. I'm so glad you got through.
Yeah, me too.
Have a good night. So next we have Melissa. And Melissa is going to get a free reading tonight with me. Melissa, are you there?
Hello.
Hi.
Hi, Anna. How are you?
I'm doing great. How are you?
Yeah, I'm good, thanks.
Where are you from?
I'm from Bunbury in Western Australia.
Oh, wonderful. An Australian. Oh, fun. What can I focus on tonight for you? What can I do for your reading tonight?
Just a general reading would be great. Just what life's got to throw at me would be good to hear.
Wonderful. Do you like tarot cards?
Pardon me?
Do you like, would you like me to use some tarot cards? Would you like just a general reading with mediumship? How would you like to do the reading tonight?
I have no idea. Mediumship would be good. Yeah, just whatever comes to you.
Okay, so that's what we'll do. So do you have any specific topic you'd like me to focus on, or just tell you what comes through?
Just whatever comes through.
All right. First of all, I'm getting, do you live near a river, or do you like the water? I'm just basically seeing a river and there's like brush around it, like bushes, and I don't know if it's camping or something happened in a river or body of water. Does it ring a bell?
I live near the beach. I live near the beach.
You live near the beach. Yeah, I was kind of seeing those kind of plants around a body of water and like the dirt. I couldn't tell if it was sand or what, but I'm getting that there's a body of water. And then do you resonate very closely with the water? Do you need to be around the water or the beach?
Yeah, I love the beach.
Okay. Because
the beach, yeah.
I feel like that's your therapy. And I also am getting that part of that is that there's the elements that help you kind of detox. So your body detoxes in that element energetically.
Yeah.
And
takes away the stress.
Yes. And I also feel like it's a toxicity that it pulls out, and maybe it's the salt, maybe it's the air, and it's just all the elements together. I feel like it actually physically detoxes you, which is really interesting that I'm getting all this. I'm just getting that like your body really needs that detox. And are you aware of any condition where you have trouble detoxing your system physically?
Not really. I haven't been well lately, so I probably do need to go for a visit to the beach. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, because I feel like your body really is drawn towards those elements, and also sauna. I feel like you need a sauna. If you're having those health issues right now, go to the beach, get out in nature, get into the salt water, put your fingers and your toes in the sand. A sauna would be great, kind of sweat it out, because I do see that there's something in your genetic makeup that is making it difficult for you to regularly detox.
Yeah, okay.
So I'm seeing that first. And then I'm seeing red hair, and it's kind of done up real pretty, like kind of high and hairsprayed. I'm not sure if that rings a bell for you, but that's what I'm getting.
A red head?
Yeah, red hair, and it's kind of styled up real kind of elaborately.
I think my mum used to have her hair like that in the 60s and the 70s. She had red hair when she was younger, yeah.
Did she wear kind of like a lot of pretty makeup, kind of heavier makeup?
No, she didn't.
No?
She was never a makeup lady, no.
Huh. Because I was kind of getting like a nice, maybe it was the 60s because I got a nice thick eyeliner. To me, that's kind of a lot of makeup. Maybe it wouldn't be to somebody else, but has she passed?
My birth mother has, yeah.
Okay. So we're talking about your birth mother?
Oh, no. I was thinking that my mother that has raised me, she used to have like red hair and in the 70s. Yeah. and used to like wear it in a beehive.
Okay. So we have both of your mother figures coming through. We have birth mother who's passed, and we have her showing me your mother who has raised you. And I'm getting a lot of love coming through from your birth mother. Like I'm just feeling like there is a ton of love coming through. I only have 90 seconds left, but I want to just give you the message first that there's so much love, and every decision she made for you was out of love. And I'm basically getting the message that she needed you to know that.
Okay, thank you.
And I'm sorry, I'm running out of time right now. You can always reach me. Again, you can reach me on my website, AnnaOlsenIntuitive.com. And I am also on Facebook, Anna Olsen Intuitive. And if you want to continue the reading later, or if you want any other services from me, absolutely give me a call or let me know. You can message me, email me, whatever you need to do.
All right. Thanks, Anna.
Thank you so much. Thanks for calling in.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye-bye. Well, I wish I really had more airtime with her because I was getting really intrigued by the mother figures coming through, and I love these adoptive situations. So I really like to delve into that more, but that's my time for tonight. Thank you so much for tuning in tonight, and I will see you next week here on A1R. I'm Anna Olsen, your host of Insights into Consciousness. If you'd like to reach me, again, my website's AnnaOlsenIntuitive.com. Thanks so much and have a great night.
listening to A1R Psychic Radio, Earth's #1 psychic radio network, and watching Moonstruck TV and Lightning Television. Welcome.
Time for Gemma Spirit World with Gemma. Live from GemmaSpiritWorld.com.
Connect direct. In North America, dial 888-454-2751. In London, 20-3519-2158. In Sydney, dial 02-8488-3147. Or online, contact us through our Facebook page, facebook.com/psychic radio.
Or one of our websites,
AskOneRadio.com or Moonstruck.tv.
This is Gemma Spirit World
on A1R, the Ask One Radio Network.
Good evening, everybody. How are you tonight? I'm Gemma, your host, and I am glad to be back and talking with you all. My goodness, I feel like I've been away again, and I've actually would like to just share a little bit of my journey in the last probably fortnight. The 13th of February, it had been 32 years since my car accident, where I was, well, that's basically where I had my accident in New South Wales. And so, yeah, 32 years without walking. And last week it was my birthday, and I decided to go back to the hometown of where I had my accident. It's been 28 years since I've been back to my hometown in Lithgow, New South Wales, in the Blue Mountains. So I decided to take the whole week off and to really go back and see more. Obviously, I was only 6 at the time when I had my accident, so it was really nice to go back with fresh eyes and to really live in the moment of driving around. I actually drove all the way down from the Gold Coast, so it was an 11-hour drive. Did it on my own. It was a calling that I've had at the beginning of the year to see my accident site, to see the corner that it happened on. And it was obviously, I think it was more emotional going back to my hometown, seeing family, seeing friends I haven't seen for a long time. But it was something that my soul needed, and something that I've taken a while for me to accept. You know, having a permanent disability, and but it felt good. It felt good. I had this freedom of travel. I had itchy feet to get back, and it was just amazing for my soul. And so that's where I've been for the last week, maybe 2 weeks. Actually 2 weeks, but for the last week. And I've definitely have accepted my accident, but it was just nice to revisit. And obviously, you know, we all have trauma, and we have, you know, the energy is in our body, and we have layers and layers of that. And I just really wanted to have that shift, and things that I don't realize I haven't, I guess if there's something in there that I haven't accepted, I wanted to really appreciate, you know, I really appreciate where I and how far I have come. So, and, you know, my life wouldn't have been, you know, the same if I hadn't had my accident. So, you know, that's been my whole week, and it's been really nice to just connect but really live in the moment and take in everything in. And yes, it was emotional, but it was so gratifying that it was exhilarating, and it brought up lots of emotions that I was able to express, release, and I guess move on into the future to see what else the future holds for me. So that's been my week. I've actually got back into work this week as well. So I'm really excited. Tonight I'm actually hosting my first event at work, delivering spirits with a big group. I have done like morning teas and, you know, had people, you know, groups in the morning, but it's really nice to, you know, do it at night time and be part of something that's, you know, going to take off. I can see it's going to open up new doors for myself, and it's also about connecting loved ones to, you know, to people as well. So I'm really looking forward to tonight. I'm actually really super hyped up and can't wait. So I know that I've had a big week with spirit loved ones around me, so, you know, they are more than ready to get into the action of it. So that's my big week of traveling, soul searching, and, Yes, we're ready to connect. So we're going to tune into Dave. Sorry, I'm really bad with names in Florida, USA. The Bessa. Hello.
The Bessa. Yes. Everyone calls me Gail, but my first name is the Bessa.
Lovely name. I was a bit unsure, but it has lots of strength about it. I reckon you're the kind of person that has a lot of strength, and whether you realise you have a lot of strength about yourself.
Thank you.
How can I help tonight? What areas would you like me to look into for you?
More relationship and finances.
Yeah. Yes, okay. So with relationships around you at the moment, actually what I'm seeing for you is that there seems to be, is there lots of discussions going on about in your current relationship at the moment with your partner? What I'm seeing is something going back and forth, and I feel like there's lots of issues have been has been aired, but also been, discussed, but also lots of things have come to the decision makings have been big lately. Does this resonate with you and your current partner?
Oh, you said what? That's what I'm trying to find out. If it's even for me.
Okay, so that must be someone else that's around you at the moment. Are you in? Because what I'm seeing is I have someone. The energy that I'm tuning into, I have this energy of two people, and I see that there's been big decisions in going forward in the relationship. I feel like there's been lots of ups and downs, but I also see there's some kind of big commitments that's about to happen, but there's also been lots of disagreements and issues in regards to trust around commitment. Does this resonate with somebody around you? Yes, okay, because that's what I keep seeing. Also, have you been I'm going to say the third wheel, meaning that you've actually helped out the other person, in supporting. I feel like you've supported both of them, though, in the way that you're there for both of them for this relationship.
Yes.
Yeah, and what I keep seeing, I see that children are involved. I keep seeing, not children, but I see children, but I keep seeing there's one child involved. Is that correct as well?
Yes.
Yeah, okay, so I've got the children on the side there. I just see one little, I see a girl, but I'm not, sometimes I get mixed up with the energies of different sexes, but what I'm seeing is that there's been that commitment of, and I feel like it's been more that the male energy, so the male partner, hasn't been committed. It feels like there's been some trust issues around the female. There's been some trust issues, but I see that things have been, lots of things have been ironed out. So there's lots of issues, lots of communication, but it still seems to be a sticky situation that still involves a lot of things. It seems the implications. Interesting with I know I'm talking a little bit too fast, but with the male in the relationship, has he been in any kind of trouble with the law or anything with the law?
Yes, he just got out of jail last Friday, and I went and picked him up in another state from some old issues from a previous relationship.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's what I keep seeing. I keep seeing the jail bar, so that's why my question was asked. And it also feels like, a sense of freedom, but he's also still really trapped, and I feel like he's still really trapped in his mind in regards to a lot of things. And I see that the young lady involved, she still hangs on. It's like she still hasn't given up on him, given how much he's actually gone through. But I do see this child involved, but I also keep seeing that, I also see there being a commitment issue as well. And I know that what I keep seeing with the female is that she wants to, would like things to move forward, and I still feel like that he's still a bit stuck in his old ways or even stuff from his past that's holding him back. Does that resonate with you with what's going on in their relationship?
Yes. Because one day he seemed to want to go forward, and the next, I'm confused.
Yeah. And it is very confusing, and it's very draining for both sides, because you see how much is involved and who's involved. It's emotional, and it's also I feel like my heartstrings are being pulled in all different directions, which makes, the future really hard to see, if there is a future. What I do see is that the moment, because of but what I'm seeing for him is that his judgment of decision making seems to be a bit clouded to the fact that I think he's still adjusting to just being himself and where he is in his life at the moment. And I feel also that he doesn't answer a lot of questions, and that's frustrating.
Right.
Yeah. What I see is your support, and how much you've been a big support. Is this for your daughter? Is this for
I'm sorry.
Your daughter that's in the relation? Is this your daughter that's in the relationship with him?
No. My daughter is here. She lives with me, but she recently got into a relationship with someone else.
Okay.
And she has some.
Okay. And
she's really like a little child, but she's an adult.
Yeah, because I keep seeing this little child on next to you on the side, so that's probably what I'm seeing is her energy beside you. So the guy that's in jail he's okay.
He's not in jail anymore. He's out. He's the guy. My son is in jail.
The one. Oh, so it's your son. It's your son. Okay,
my son is in jail, but the guy that I've been seeing, he just got out of jail.
Ah, okay.
My son is in jail, but the guy that I'm seeing, he just got out of jail.
Okay, sorry about that. Just my connection seems to be a bit jittery on my end. I just see that, yes, the son is in jail. Gotcha. What I keep seeing is that at the moment, it just seems that, oh, okay, got you. So your daughter at the moment, I also feel like there seems to be fear around her, and I get that feeling because my anxiety seems to be, I just have anxiety around her, so there's some tough decisions to make. At the same time, because everything's so new, and there's just lots of decision making, and the message that I have that's coming through for her is that not rush into things, to really just see how things go, not to rush is what I keep hearing for her.
Okay.
I also see that I've got number 11 around her, so whether she can resonate with the number 11, but, it's also, I know that it's like she's got such a big heart, and she trusts too easily. So at the same time, just go with her intuition. Things don't feel right, but not to rush either is what I've got going on.
That is true. Okay.
Yeah.
And as for the relationship with me, is it even worth continuing or?
No, at the moment I just see that there's lots of questions, so it just seems a bit cloudy at the moment. So I just would, at the moment, what I'm seeing, not to misjudge, just give it a few weeks is what I'm hearing. And I also keep hearing not to repeat things that's happened in the past.
Okay.
Yeah. All right, lovely. I have to wrap things up because I have my next caller waiting, but it was lovely to connect with you tonight. I wish you all the best, and just trust.
Okay. Thank you so much.
Thank you. We have Jen from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, USA. Hello, Jen. How are you tonight?
How are you? How are you?
Thank you. I love your energy. You've got lots of energy. How can I help you tonight?
I don't know. I don't know what happened. I had to call. I don't know. It's not me. I'm just, there's something wrong. So.
It's interesting because what I keep seeing around you at the moment, I know we haven't gone into detail yet, but I keep seeing a big air balloon, but I feel like that's you. I feel like your feet are off the ground. There's not much stability, as in, like, I think underneath you, you feel a bit scattered, but at the same time, I think you're still finding the right direction in which way you're wanting to go. It feels like things aren't, whether you haven't grounded yourself in a location yet or you're still in the process of wanting to move or feeling like whether you want to move. There's questions about moving. Does this resonate with you?
Yes, I want to move down south, yes.
Yeah, I can see that, and I can see that it's going to happen soon for you, a lot sooner than you realise, because I keep seeing you being this hot air balloon. You're about to take off, and what I keep hearing for you is to tie up the things that you need to tie up now. That makes that transitioning a lot smoother for you.
Okay.
Yeah. Also, what I've got around you, you're very creative. Do you do any kind of artwork or do anything creatively? It could also mean with your voice. I've just got lots of art, lots of colour around you as well.
Yes, that's me.
Yeah, I feel that. And with colour, it creates movement. So you're constantly moving, but I feel like when you move down south, this is going to be a permanent move for you, where you're going to feel like, it just feels you've embraced everything. You've put everything out there, and this is your big, it feels really good. Like this is you. This is, finally you've gotten to where you need to go.
That's great.
So that's what I keep saying for you. I've also got lots of flowers around you, which lets me know it's a celebrational time for you. But have you had a birthday or coming up to a birthday? Because I've got flowers right in front of me.
Yeah, yes.
Yeah. So, if you're doing, this year's all about you and celebrating you and what you want. And because I see that you've put lots of other people first before yourself in the last few years, but you're finally listening to yourself and taking your dreams forward. And it's with that creative flair that you have about yourself. You're always creating movement. You're always making new friends. And you're the kind of person that I feel through your energy that you don't have trouble doing that. So any fear that you have, you don't let any obstacles in front of you stop you from achieving what you want to do.
Oh, I have a stroke too. That's,
You have a what, sorry?
I can't. I have a massive stroke, and I can talk like that, I'm excited or whatever. I can't talk.
I love it because you've got this big ball of energy, and it's about putting all that good energy you have to use and to being in service of others as well. And I see that you make a big difference in the world with what you do because of the kind of person that you are. You have this big heart.
Okay.
I also see that with a transport, or you've had any transport, any car problems, but I've seen that the transport, there's different transport by the time you move, whether there's issues around transport or how you're going to get from A to B. Like, I'm not saying you don't have a car, but it feels like where you need to get to, whether it involves other transport in the location that you're going. Does this make sense? Does this resonate with you about the transport in regards to the new location that you're going to?
Okay. I want to go to south. I want to go to the south and whatever, find out genealogy and I want to meet new friends in my distance, and that's all.
We're definitely going to be embracing it all. I think
really?
Yes, definitely. It feels really good around you. It's got this energy, and it's, I see also, even with friendships, it feels like the last even 2 years have been like, whether you've been the kind of person to attract the wrong energy in your life, the wrong kind of people, but it's more, obviously you didn't realize at first, but I'm also seeing that this year it's a lot more positive. You've got a lot more uplifting, like-minded people that you're going to be connecting with.
That's good. That's good.
Yeah, and that's what I see, and I see that, it's also company, it's good company, and it's something that, I know that you crave as well, because you love, being around people, but at the same time, you do like your quiet time, but, you really, people get to really see you for you, and that's really good about the kind of friends that you're going to be making, is because they see you and you don't need to pretend to be anyone else but yourself.
Mhm. All right. There's like do you see like
yeah.
Did you see he shot himself? Is he around?
Sorry, who was that? Sorry, a loved one, did you say?
He shot himself. Is he around?
Sorry, my connection seems to be bad. Wait on 1 second. I did not hear the question.
Okay.
I'm just waiting for that question. Okay. Oh, okay. Just with that connect. Okay. So with the person, can you repeat that question again for me, please?
He shot himself. Is he's around all the time? And my kids and
yes,
heaven?
Definitely.
Really?
Oh my goodness. Sorry. Is he around? Your children are with you.
Good.
Your children are with you. Only your children.
Okay. All right. That's
your
good.
children, what I keep seeing lots of animals around your children, but it's interesting, do you have 3 children that have
I have 3 children, yes. And 2 in heaven.
That's great to keep. Yeah, okay. But I keep seeing 3, okay, got you. What I'm seeing for you is that I see an older lady. Okay, sorry, I'm getting just confused. I've got children everywhere, and what I'm saying to you is that there's an older lady around, and when I see her, I keep seeing the colour red. So whether this older lady, and I see, like, you know, Nan, and it's like Nan, whether it was your Nana, but I keep seeing the colour red around her, whether she likes the colour red or white red roses, because I'm really drawn to red.
Yellow.
Red, and I think of red roses when I... Hello?
Yes, I'm here. Yes. Yes.
Yeah, can you resonate?
Call with my grandmother.
With your... Yeah, that's what I keep seeing. That's what I keep seeing around your 2 children. And I keep seeing the colours red, so they're very much looked after. Is what I keep seeing.
That's
I keep seeing little birds, so they're having a lot of fun, but they're around you a lot. So the energy is around you as well. They are around you is what I keep seeing. And what I keep seeing is that I keep hearing the little birds. Whether you hear lots of little birds around you.
Honest to God. I have a cardinal. He stops all the time. Yes, and I have animals. Yes.
Yeah, that's right. Definitely, and that's what I keep hearing is this bird, and it's very talkative. So I keep hearing, and this is your children around this bird, keeping it very chatty.
Yes. I just love it.
Yeah, and the color as well. So I just wanted to let you know that, safe and sound and very chatty and always around you. So just keep listening out to that bird.
Okay, all right. I'm just afraid. I'm stressed.
Yeah. Definitely, and I see that everything's okay. And I keep seeing a hug. I keep seeing your children giving you hugs from your chest onwards, not from behind, but in front of you. So crossing, giving you hugs from your front, crossing over.
Really?
Yeah, so the hugs, I feel them around you in front of your chest more than hanging off you on your back. So I just want to let you know they're close to your heart. I wish you all the best with your move. Sorry, my connection's really bad from my end, and the connection's really bad, but I just want to wish you all the best with your new move, and embrace everything that you see, feel, and hear, because you have beautiful energy around you. But yes, I do need to end our call, Jen, but it was lovely to talk and connect with you tonight.
Thank you. That's good.
Thank you.
My bed, and there's like a kiss, and I think that was Mark. Probably. He saw it himself. That's why I was asking. Is that him?
Yeah. It's I do feel that. Yeah.
Okay.
So
all right.
All is well your way. Just keep looking forward is what I'm feeling.
Okay. Thank you.
That's okay. Thank you for connecting. Thank you, A1R Psychic Radio, for connecting. I look forward to seeing you next week. Thank you.
Listening to A1R Psychic Radio, Earth's #1 psychic radio network, and watching Moonstruck TV, enlightening television. Welcome.
Time for Your Time to Shine with Julie Yeager-Walker. Live from Wings of Souls with Julie.com.
Connect direct. In North America, dial 888-454-2751. In London, 20-3519-2158. In Sydney, dial 02-8488-3147. Or online, contact us through our Facebook page, facebook.com/psychic radio.
Or one of our websites,
askoneradio.com or moonstruck.tv.
This is Your Time to Shine
on A1R, the Ask One Radio Network.
Good evening and welcome to Your Time to Shine, a radio show designed to help you explore your own divine gifts. Good evening, everyone. I hope you are all doing well. I want to say hello to everybody out there listening on Moonstruck TV and on Facebook Live. Hope everyone is doing great. It's been kind of a crazy day for me. I'm really excited to be here and away from whatever I was doing before this, and I'm just going to leave it at that. This makes my heart so much more happier being here with you this evening and doing readings, which is what I love doing. So tonight I want to go over a concept that I use quite a bit, and it's called heavy and light. I use this a lot when making some decisions that I need to make in my life, and it's a lot easier than you may think. You really don't need to be psychic or intuitive. You just have to know yourself and know your gut. And know your body. And those are the biggest things. And if you know all of those things, then it is going to be really easy for you to do this as well. So just really quickly, if you are looking at making some kind of a decision and you're really on the fence about it, maybe it is where you're going to go eat for the night, right? You want pizza and your roommate wants hamburgers or something else. So if you are really torn as to what it is that you want to do, you can use heavy and light. And what I mean by that is you can ask the question, and ask your body, what is it that you would like tonight? Would you like to have pizza? Or would you like to have a hamburger? If you would like to have pizza, what would it feel like for you to have pizza? And then just sit there with that for a couple of minutes. And you'll notice that you'll either get a really light and airy feeling in your body, almost like you're being blown up by a balloon, and you're going to rise up. And that's the yes. That's the positive. Go for it. If you get that feeling where somebody feels like they're pulling you down to the ground with a rope, or you feel heaviness in the pit of your stomach, that's a definite no. That's nope, don't want to do that right now. That's not going to be good for you. Another great way to do this is if you're making a bigger decision, you can ask, what would my life look like in 5 years if I did this? And you can use the heavy and the light. Again, if it feels really light, like something's being lifted off of you, or that you are being lifted by a balloon, that's a yes. And if you feel like you're being pulled down or sucked down, or you have a heaviness in your gut, that is a no. But sometimes when we're looking at making decisions, we have to look farther out than just the moment that we're in right now. And that's where asking the question, what does this look like for me in 5 years, can give you an idea of how that's going to play out. For instance, I did this, it's been quite a few years ago when I bought a new car, but I was undecided about whether or not I really should be buying this new car. And I did the heavy and the light. And I said, what would my life look like in 5 years if I bought the car? And I sat and I waited for the answer, and I got the light. And then I did the other. What would my life look like if I stayed with the car that I had? And then I got the heavy. So there you can kind of play with it a little bit, and you can kind of decide for yourself which way is going to be best. Because you have guides and spirits and family members, angels, who are all around you, who are helping you make those decisions. And so this is just one piece, one way that you can look at a situation and make some decisions about it. And I find it really, really helpful. Now, before you go and make a big decision and use the heavy and light to, buy a house or do something really major in your life, I suggest that you start with some of the simpler things, or some of the things that maybe you even know the answer to, so that you can play with that and you can know what that feels like. What does the yes feel like for you? Because what it feels like for me and what it feels like for you might be two completely different things. So I'm giving you some ideas on how it feels to me, or how others have said to me it feels, but it could be completely different for you. And that's okay. However you are experiencing it is absolutely perfect for you. And you should go with that. But do play with it and do experiment with that a little bit. Like I said, before you go out and buy that expensive car and then find out, maybe I really shouldn't have done that. So check that out. It's really great. It kind of leads me into something that I wanted to mention. This weekend, this Saturday, from 11 to noon Pacific Standard Time, I'm going to be doing an online class for empaths, the survival techniques for the empath. And there I will go into more depth conversation about the heavy and the light. And then we'll also talk about some of the other things that will help you navigate through your life and through your day, if you know that you're an empath. So if you're interested in signing up, please contact me on my Facebook page, Julie Yeager Walker Medium. You can also reach out to me on my Your Time to Shine Facebook page, or www.wingsofsoulswithjulie.com. And with there, I can give you all the information that you need to know to sign up. So perfect. With that, we are going to go to the phone lines. And we have Brandy in East Carbon, Utah. Good evening, Brandy, and welcome to Your Time to Shine.
Thank you. Good evening.
How are you this evening?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm much better that I'm doing this tonight. Thank you. So what can we help you with tonight, Brandy?
I'm thinking just anything that comes to you, any general, whatever you feel.
Okay. Okay, perfect. So I'm going to tune in here for just a second. And so there's just going to be just a little bit of silence here, but just know that I'll be right back with you, okay?
Perfect. Thank you.
Okay, so Brandy, I'm picking up that, wow, you've had some really whirlwind things happening in your life recently. And I'm being shown that you're having trouble navigating through those just a little bit.
Yes,
lots of things have been popping up for you. A lot of life decisions, life choices, and they've been really weighing heavy on you.
Yes.
And your team, your loved ones want you to know that they are behind you 100%. They have heard you, and they want you to know that they are going to work for you on all of the questions that you have. They said that you are on the right track. That you don't need to worry. You worry a lot about these things that are coming up, and they said that they know and they understand from the human perspective that they seem really terrifying in some ways, but really know that you are loved well taken care of, and that you don't have anything to worry about on that.
Good. That makes me feel a lot better.
So they're also showing me, because as I was sitting here before the show, I was kind of tuning in, and I was feeling these, I was feeling like I was really, really dizzy, almost confused. Have you been feeling faint, and like you're in a fog recently?
Yes, and listen, this is crazy. This morning, I woke up about 4 o'clock this morning and had to get up and take some medication because the room was just like spinning. I could not get the room to stop spinning. I was so dizzy.
Yeah, believe me, I was feeling it here as I was sitting in my chair. And I had to stop and ask, whoa, wait a minute. Okay, is that for me or is that for somebody else? And I got, no, it's for your caller. So your body is going through some changes. Are you currently pregnant?
I hope so.
Because I'm really getting a feeling and a sense that you are. And the reason I say that is just because of the symptoms that I'm feeling right now. Just kind of like I said, kind of like that fogginess, and like things just feel just a little bit off. So I'm being shown that that you guys have been trying for a while, but you've kind of given up on this whole thing. Kind of like, okay, whatever. I think I'm just going to give up on the whole situation.
Yes, 100%. So we've been trying for actually 27 months, and about 3 months ago, I was just like, no more. I'm not testing. I'm not tracking. I'm not doing anything. This is just too much for me. I was like, if it's meant to happen, it'll happen. If not, it's not.
Well, I'm here to tell you that I know many people in my life who this sort of thing has happened to also, right? You go down this path of trying and it's just not working, and you kind of throw your hands in the air and say, okay, fine, whatever it is. And lo and behold, that's when it happens, right? Sometimes it just takes us to not think about what we're doing and trying so hard, and just let the body respond naturally. And the only way we can do that sometimes is to simply turn it off, right? But I'm getting that either you are, or very, very soon, very, very, very strong feelings about that. So your team is telling me. Your team is telling me that it is meant to be. It is going to happen. And like I said, I really feel like if you aren't, you're very close.
Okay.
And your guides are agreeing with me on that piece of it as well.
Are they giving you a sneak peek of a boy or a girl?
I knew you were going to ask me that question. Are you sure you want to know? I don't want to spoil a surprise.
Yep. Nope. I want to know.
I'm getting that it's a girl.
Oh, perfect. My husband won't be happy about that, but I'm overjoyed.
That's okay. He will. This little person is going to have them. They're going to be wrapped around his finger.
I'm sure.
In no time at all. This little person is a real gem. A very bright star. Very, very bright, and is going to feel spirit and their presence. So just know that you might get some really profound things that come from this young one's mouth.
Okay.
Yeah, big, bright, beautiful eyes. I mean, there's going to be a lot to see through those little eyes. They say the eyes are the window to the soul, and this one is pure of heart through and through. Very much a survivalist. This little one is going to know how to navigate all of life's little idiosyncrasies with beauty and with grace. Lots of beauty and grace with this one. Very special little one coming into the world.
I will be honored. That'd be fantastic.
Yeah. Did you have any other specific questions for me?
Is my dad around? I used to be able to feel him a lot, and I haven't been able to feel him too much lately.
I'm getting no. I'm getting that he has been a little bit preoccupied. I don't know if you know this or not, but even on the other side, they have things that they do. They can go back to school. They can be learning new things. There's all kinds of things that they do on the other side. And so sometimes they temporarily are unavailable. They're telling me that right now that he is temporarily unavailable, but not to worry because he hasn't really gone anywhere, and he will be back. Has he been gone?
So I have one other question for you.
Sure.
So my grandpa passed away about 2 years ago, and I've had a few people tell me like that I am like an empath or like I have special things like that. Do you pick up on things like that, or?
Yes, you are definitely an empath. I think that is part of the reason too why you have been feeling so many turbulence throughout this last. You're showing me a year and a half, maybe, is because you are picking up on other people and their feelings. They're telling me to remind you to stop and ask yourself, is this mine, what I'm feeling? Is this mine? And if it's not, you simply say, return to sender. Okay. And what that will do, it will lift it from you. And if you feel lighter after you say that, then it definitely was not yours.
Not mine. You feel perfect.
Yep. If you feel like it has stayed with you, then yeah, that is yours, and you should look into it a little bit farther. But yes, you are definitely an empath. You are an intuitive, and you can feel energy as well. So it doesn't surprise me that you can feel when your dad or your grandfather is around.
Okay, perfect. So I have the turbulence that you were talking about, like the very beginning when we first got on the phone, everything that they are saying that they were behind me and the questions I've been asking and stuff like that. So I have 3 children, and all of them have, 2 of them have major medical needs, and one of them, like we just found out about, and it's been a roller coaster with him for about close to a year now. So do you see that like working and smoothing itself out now? I feel like we're almost there, but I just.
Yes, I'm being shown that you guys are really through the worst of it right now. It still feels like you could be in the yuck and the muck, but they say really and truly you guys have gone through the worst of it, and that it's going to start getting better. Things are going to start turning around, and you're going to find that life is going to go a lot smoother.
Oh, that's wonderful news, because it has been, like I said, it has been an absolute roller coaster with all the diagnoses and everything that we've been getting with him. So I'm happy to hear that.
Yeah, I'm getting that you on some of those diagnoses that maybe they weren't like quite 100%, but they're also showing me that this last little bit that they finally nailed it. They finally got it right. So, and that there's progress behind that.
Yes, I agree with that, because I've had to take him to 2 different psychiatrists, and then the last one I really felt like we hit the nail on the head, and that we're making progress now with treatment and stuff like that. So I agree with that 100%.
Perfect.
Great. Well, you have been fantastic. Thank you so very much for everything, especially the pregnancy part. It was funny. I was thinking all day today. I was like, okay, I had 3 questions in my mind, and I was like, please let her pick up on these 3 questions that she can answer them. And you answered all of them, and I didn't even have to ask them.
Oh, perfect. There you go. I love how messages come through and spirit works. It's fantastic.
Yes, I agree. I agree with that.
Perfect. Well, hey, you have a wonderful night, and thank you so much for calling in.
You too. Thank you so much for accepting my call. I really appreciate it.
You're so very welcome. All right. Next, we have Julie in North Carolina. Good evening, Julie, and welcome to Your Time to Shine.
Good evening. Thanks for having me.
What can we help you with tonight?
Well, I'm pretty open, and whatever, if you want, I can ask a specific question, or I'm welcome to hear what Spirit feels I need to know.
Okay. So funny that you should say whatever is open. They're showing me that you are a very open person. You are, they keep showing me like an open book. But they say that you have you are just a fantastic personality. You know how to handle people. You do that so well, and people listen to you. And they look to you for guidance. Do you find that people just come up to you and start telling you their problems or their entire life story, and you're like, okay, I really didn't ask for that, but okay.
Yeah, and yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah, you're a very bright light. People respond to you. They are very attracted to you. And, they really don't know why, to be honest. But you are there to give them guidance and to help them move along in their life with what they need. You are very much an intuitive. You can feel the energy and what's going on around you, and then you use that to your best of ability to make the right decisions. They're just showing me that you are doing a fantastic job, that you are navigating your life really well. They're telling me you feel like you're in a pretty decent spot right now.
Yeah, I'd say that's true, and what you said, and I'm about to have some books come out. So at the tail end of that, and I'm excited about that.
That is exciting. That's great. Okay, that's where the open book comes from then. I just figured that one out.
Make that connection.
There's where the open book comes from. So yeah, they are very, very excited about these books that you're writing. You're going to be very, very successful at this. People are going to want to hear what you have to say and what you have to teach them.
Oh, wonderful. And thank you for validating my intuitiveness, because I had someone who tried to, you know, how people turn it around on you, like, oh, you're wrong. And I was totally reading that, and I'm like, no, you're not doing right by me. So thank you for that.
No, listen to your gut, listen to your intuitiveness. You know what you're talking about. And that's just evident in what is going on in your life right now. So, and Julie, Perfect. We are coming down to the last 60 seconds of our show. I will invite you over to my Facebook page if you would like to continue the conversation, or if you have any other questions. I know it was kind of a short evening here for you tonight, but you can catch me over at my Facebook page on Your Time to Shine.
Perfect. I'd love that.
Okay, sounds perfect. Thank you for calling in. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Well, that does it for us. We wrap up another Thursday evening, and I hope you all are having a fantastic night and have a fantastic evening. Again, you can catch me over at my Facebook page at Julie Yeager Walker Medium, or Your Time to Shine Facebook page, or www.wingsofsoulswithjulie.com. And there you can find out all about my Saturday class and my upcoming summer sessions. Have a wonderful evening, everyone. We'll talk to you next week.
Psychic Radio, Earth's #1 psychic radio network, and watching Moonstruck TV, enlightening television. Welcome.
Time for Avid Advice Live with Thea Johansson. Live from AvidAdviceLive.com.
Connect direct. In North America, dial 888-454-2751. In London, 20-3519-2158. In Sydney, dial 02-8488-3147. Or online, contact us through our Facebook page, facebook.com/psychic radio.
Or one of our websites,
askoneradio.com or moonstruck.tv.
This is Avid Advice Live
on A1R, the Ask One Radio Network.
There is somebody's mom here. She directed to you right now.
Fia was actually channeling my mother.
I have her right now with me.
She passed away 3 years ago.
She says, "Forgive me."
Hearing from my mom was amazing.
What she told you before, 3 days before she passed?
That she loves me and that she'll see me soon.
She's directing me another woman in the room. Please.
My grandmother was my mentor growing up.
There's two women that directed by her right now. You and her. She's talking about the man that she was concerned, and she's still concerned, and she asked for forgiveness for that man as well.
The man that she brought forward to forgive, that's my brother.
She's telling you to stop being weak. Bring more confidence into your life.
You know, we're all at different points in our lives. We've all been through different experiences, traumas, excitements, joy.
She's proud of you. You're quick on something. You stopped something that was very hard for you to do.
You wouldn't think that 10 years ago that I was addicted to drugs.
She says, "I'm proud of you. Continue."
I never stopped asking the universe to show me the way.
She's talking about your pain. Let it go.
I don't have to have that story anymore. I don't have to hold on to the story of my pain, of my past, of my trauma. Today, I can let it go.
Let it go! She said, "Can you forgive me?"
Yes.
Say goodbye to all things that could stop you to succeed, to feel good, to connect with your soul. Say yes high.
Yes.
Loud.
Yes.
Louder.
Yes.
She's asking you, can you forgive that person? She's directing someone else. She's directing a man. She's directing someone. Can you forgive that person? Can you forgive that person for her? Loud.
Yes, I forgive him.
Why you do forgive him? She want to know.
I forgive him for myself.
You are worthy enough to do everything for yourself. Not for anybody else, for yourself.
I know that takes a lot from her, but she gives. And she gives and she gives.
She's asking you to be strong, to be powerful, to be connected to your soul. You don't need anyone's affection and approval to be perfect. You are already perfect. Believe in yourself.
Yes.
Just say, yes, I do believe in myself.
Yes, I do believe in myself.
Louder.
Yes, I do believe in myself.
Louder.
Yes, I do believe in myself. And I believed in her. We're all from Brooklyn, New York, so there was a very Jewish Italian community there where people's homes were open and they would intermingle and share their faiths, share their food.
She's talking about backyard. She's talking about the trees. She's talking about dishes. She's talking about the chicken. She's talking about the chair. She's talking about everything. Please direct her what she's trying to say.
Nana's house.
My mom's house. We all lived together. I mean, they lived there. with my mom and my dad. They were always together. We were always together, always cooking. She actually made a better chicken parmesan than my mother.
Yeah, hers was better. But don't tell her that.
Yeah, don't tell my mom.
Don't tell Nana.
There is a power in sadness. There is a power in pain. And the power comes when you overcome it.
Talking to her really, really helped me, I think. It's definitely gonna kind of just clear my mind of all the negative thoughts that I had.
My father, Congressman Ron Dellums, who passed away a year and a half ago, visited FIA.
Today was a day to remember Ron Dellums, who in 1970 brought to Congress an anti-war and anti-apartheid stance that was branded as radical and dangerous.
Oh my God. He's asking, do you remember my hand?
Oh, yeah.
Do you remember what I told you?
Yeah.
Do you remember why I told you?
Yeah.
Dellums' youngest daughter, Piper, is proud that her father became an early voice against oppression in South Africa, applying pressure that would one day bring an end to apartheid.
You said, take my legacy, take my mantle. You're the smartest person I know. Go into the world and heal the land and do it in your way.
You know, Ron never gave up. He never became bitter. He loved people.
This is not my hand, this is your dad. He wanted you to tell again, louder, louder and clear, what he told you.
I'm passing you my mantle, I'm passing you my anointing, I'm passing it to you. You're the smartest one that I know. Run. There's so much work to be done. Run, run, run and heal the world, and don't stop. Do it in your way. Run, baby girl. Do it in your way.
So she's spoken to me like a sister, but also like an angel.
He said, I saw you when you cried in front of that candle. Why did you cry?
She's given me the faith and trust and support that was being given me by my dad before he left. So she's done this beautiful transition of allowing me not to feel the void of his leaving.
I don't know where to go when I'm not speaking with you, or I just don't know how to feel safe in the world without you in it.
In the area where I don't have a female in my life, because I don't have a relationship with my mother and I don't have a sister, she has stepped in with the feminine to remind me that I am also loved and purposeful and beautiful and worthy, that I'm valuable.
It's not just me that tried to basically sending you messages and changing her. So she changed me in so many ways as well.
So our silly song goes this way. We are the key to do more than just let it be. The key to our destiny is in the hands of our humanity. His love is more than a philosophy. 'Cause we are the key.
We are the key.
We are the
but
key.
Diamond's key.
Welcome back to the Global Entrepreneurship Initiative. I'm excited to introduce our next speaker, Ms. Fia Johansson, who's better known as the Persian medium and subconscious mind surgeon. She's a multi-talented motivational speaker, clinical hypnotherapist, and celebrity psychic medium. An author who works closely with law enforcement to help locate missing people and solve difficult criminal cases with detectives and as well as private investigators. Throughout her career, she's helped thousands of people identify personal roadblocks to help them truly believe in their own path to success, whatever that dream may be. Her greatest passion in life is helping others achieve their ultimate dreams and desires, teaching people to believe that truly anything is possible. Please help me welcome to the stage, Ms. Fia Johansson.
Well, hello everyone. I love the spirit in this room. Really, I do. You guys having amazing spirits, which actually helping millions of people so far. As Nick said, my name is Fia Johansson. I'm a medium and subconscious mind surgeon. I will share a couple of my stories of my life, which both kind of funny, at the same time a little bit hurtful, but good to know about how the medium could feel sense as a person. I was at the age of 7.5 when I found that I have some sort of power. Of course, first it was kind of odd, a little bit difficult to understand myself, and I kind of like felt something is not correct with me because I could see, feel, and sense things before things happened. I went to my mom and asked, "What's wrong with me?" "Nothing, you're good." "Should I take you to the doctor?" "No, I don't know, but I can feel and sense that something crazy is going to happen to my grandma," example. "Something is going to happen to my uncle," and all this stuff. However, they're trying to tell me to don't say anybody when you feel and sense something bad is going to happen to them, because I don't wanted them to be scared and see that we should not be even near them. I says, okay, at the age of 7.5, I should just like not saying anything and just relax. At the age of 11, I found one of the most hurtful untruths about my life, which was completely true. I found out that my grandma, who actually I knew and I felt as a mom, is just my grandma and not my mom. My grandpa was my grandpa and not my father. My uncles, they never been my brothers and they've been just my uncles. And my mom, not ever been my sister, and she always been my mother. But this truth been always held and hidden by my family until my grandma passed away. Before that, I had a life as a princess, spoiled completely, and they would definitely give me anything and everything what I want. After she passed, I figured I don't have anyone anymore. My mom is too young. I don't have no feelings as a daughter and mother connections. I feel completely lost, and I found myself, what should I do now? I do have some gift that could help me so far, but should I just like push myself down and see that, oh, this is a trauma, I have to just like be depressed, now I lost this and that, and I found the truth about my life? And I found about my father. Who is my father? Somebody. Where is he? Another country. Okay. I tell myself, get up, stop it right now. It doesn't matter which family you had. It doesn't matter what they told you. It doesn't matter what happened. What it matters right now is to open the new chapter in your life. And I will completely left alone by myself without anybody to taking care of myself. At the age of 14, I asked my uncle, who left Iran to Stockholm, Sweden, if there is possibility to take me there. He said, maybe or maybe not, but I will do my best. 3 months later, I felt and I sensed I will be there. I'm not belonging in this country anymore, and I don't want to. I went to Sweden, Stockholm, and waited that my uncle is going to come and pick me up. Nobody showed up. Gosh, again, I'm here. My uncle is not here, and I don't even know that language. I couldn't speak English. Nothing. Okay. Then, Miss Fia, you are here with nobody again. So what happened? I tell myself, you are deaf and you are blind. Deaf and blind. What a deaf and blind person can do? I can't talk to anybody, I can't see anything, but I have to activate some other power inside of my body again at the age of 14. So I tried to communicate with people, tried to talk or communicate with some officers and ask about, like, where am I? I know that I'm in Stockholm, but I don't even know where to go. So basically I found some hotel and stay there and just like think about like what happened with my uncle. So I found out that he had a car crash almost a couple hours before that he went to come and pick me up. So they take 1 month for me and for him to recover, to come out after coma and come and find me. So in 1 month, I was left over in a country with the minus 30 degrees. I mean it, minus 30 degrees, and I'm not joking. I could feel that I can't breathe sometimes, but I could have a lot of, ice in my nose and my ears and everything. Whatever I felt, you know what, Fia, you do have a power. trust yourself, believe in yourself, build the new chapter. Again, this is your second chapter in another country. So I prayed, I connect to my divine, I sense, and all of a sudden, 3 families, without even knowing who they are, what they are up to, they reach out to me out of nowhere. How? I went out to the Starbucks, but basically there is no Starbucks. It was something, looked like or similar to Starbucks, and saw some lady that's sitting there and crying. I went and said, well, I can't speak. What should I say? Okay, the only things that I can do is a love language. Maybe I should hug her. Maybe I should just say, I'm here. And it was a Swedish girl, of course, blondie, and I'm kind of like a black hair. Well, that maybe she's going to get scared a little bit, but I was like, don't worry about it. Just go and get it done. So I did that, and she hugged me so hard. Was like, what's going on? What's happened to you? She's starting to talk. I couldn't understand. Barely nothing. Swedish language? Come on, guys. You guys don't want to even learn. It's very difficult and very hard. I said, okay, let's just continue and continue. I felt and see that she lost the baby, or actually the baby was missed in the past of almost 4 years. And she basically went to the family and asked questions about where can I go? How can I find? Because it was in another state, and they come back to the Stockholm, and then she all of a sudden just break down. I said, I can help you. I feel where the baby is, or somehow I can see the baby. They didn't understand what I'm saying. I was like, oh my gosh, what should I say? It's like translating. I do remember that day. So basically after almost 2 hours, some Persian family, who they could actually speak my language, finally Persian, so they could understand exactly what I'm talking, because they've been closest friend to that Swedish family. My career started at the age of 14 in Stockholm. Just 2 months after, I landed in this minus 30 degrees of country. So my point is, whatever I had in my life, I always been thankful and grateful. I never said why I don't. I never said why me. I never said how. I always say, come on, get up, find a way, go. That's it. So never give up. And I always learn myself, don't be logic, be biologic. Because that's the only way you can feel and sense yourself and others. Always send love and receive love. Never give up about your goals. And of course, the first month, because I did not have enough money, I left with almost 120 crackers and waters. And it's possible. As a human, we can live with 120 crackers and water every day, which I did because I did not have money, no place to go, countries with no language. Then after that, I feel like I have to build my company. I built my company almost 3 years later. It was about $4.5 million company with almost 55 Swedish employees. And what I did that, not just helping police officers and private investigators and all this stuff. I did this because I felt that Swedish people rejected me one after each other. Why? Because I'm come from another country. I said, you know what? I make a decision now. I am going to build my own company, and you are going to pick me to hire you. This is me now, Fia Johansson. So now I'm not going to be a blondie lady, but I'm going to be the black hair lady with a lot of power of will. So my will power make my company became super successful back in Stockholm. Almost 8 years ago, I felt that I have to move to America. I find my love of my life. And when I come here, I felt, okay, you left your country, the way that you love, basically after so many years, and now you want to just start from scratch. So I knew about 5 languages already, but my English was not good at all. So I couldn't barely speak English. I was like, okay, start it again, Miss Fia. Now this time, maybe English is much easier than and faster than Swedish. So that was all I had. And now I have over $5.5 million, almost $6 million company, and actually have over 250 employees worldwide that are working for me in America. So everything is possible, even you don't know about the language. So remember that, deaf and blind always will help you and send love and passion to yourself and anything and everything you want. Everything is possible.
For centuries, it's believed that mediums have been able to mediate communication between spirits of the dead and living human beings. People usually recruit mediums to help them get in contact with family members or friends who have passed on. But celebrity psychic Fiona Johansson is also using her abilities to help law enforcement solve cold cases and help exonerate and free innocent inmates. And Fiona is joining us now. Fiona, welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me. How are you doing today?
We're so excited to have you. So tell me, Fiona, when did you realize you had this gift?
I was at the age of 7. It was a hot summer. A friend of mine came to my house and we had fun. We played. And 3 hours later, when they want to go home, I said, please don't, because I see visions, I see colors, and I see that you guys definitely going to have a car crash. Well, of course, at that time, nobody listened to me because they didn't know exactly what I have. But 3 hours later, our phone rang and they had a car crash. And from that moment, it took 4 years for me to realize why I see things before they happened, why I feel things before people talk about to me, and then why did people communicating through me when they want justice or something about their life.
So Fiona, tell me, how did you get involved with law enforcement?
I was at the age of 17. It was back in Europe. So basically, they engaged me in a couple cold cases, and I could help them to find murder or murder cases, and also I helped them to achieve and put all the puzzles together through the colors, visions, names, and of course, spirit talking to me by themselves. Like example, 2 years ago, Coast Guard communicated and said, we have a missing pilot. And I said, I know exactly where they are, but they said, we are in Catalina coast and we are looking after, well, we are not, finding them. I said, well, we are guys in the wrong place. The moment that they said they are missing, I said, they both dead. He immediately connected and says, how did you know it was two? Because it was one student pilot and the other one the instructor. And then he said the student pilot mentioned exactly where he is, and that's why they are dead, because I am just communicating with dead people when it comes to my mediumship. So 40 minutes later, they sent me a helicopter, and then right after, we found the stress signals that belong to that helicopter or that plane.
That's incredible. Fiona, can you walk me through the process when you're presented with a case at first?
When I actually starting to look into the cold cases and murder cases, again, it was the spirit that directly communicated through me. So, and when I started, I was 17. Law enforcement communicated to me and said, like, are you ready to get engaged with that case? And when I felt I'm ready, I said, yes, I am. And all of a sudden, all the names, images, visions, and things come through. And then through that, I understood that when I'm asking, or there's someone asking about some name, and I don't even know about, I should not know anything about their name, I should not know anything about their genders. All I know is the communication that I have together with that law enforcement or, police or officers. Just tell me, we have a missing persons. We have some baby boy was like 4 years old that been missing for kind of 5 hours. I'm directly connected to the energies, and I pick up the energies through that officers that communicating through phone. So I shouldn't be in a place or be around that families or touching that families or communicating with that families.
Fiona, let's talk about a specific case about R&B singer Jamal Truelove, who spent more than 6 years in prison for a 2007 murder. He was eventually acquitted in 2015 when a jury found that the two officers had fabricated evidence. Tell us about your involvement in that case.
Well, the way that I involved in this case, it was that we got through a couple actually friends, and when they reached out to me, I said I reacted immediately that this guy is innocent and he shouldn't really be in jail. And they said at that time that they can't do anything about it because already all the evidence is against. And I said, well, he will come out, but not now. There is a timing that I can see, and I'm predicting, and this time is all about like in between 5 to 7 years. And they couldn't really believe at that moment because they felt, oh my God, it's kind of very, saddest because we should really get him out. And if you said that it's going to be 5 to 7 years, that actually really make us to feel very uncomfortable and disappointed. And I said, it's the time. And through that time, I communicated with Jamal in jail and trying to let him to understand about his own value and he's not innocent, which he knew already. And I said, manifest, and try to manifestation, get yourself out from the jail and make impossible be impossible and show it to everybody. And that's exactly what he did.
Absolutely fascinating. Fiona Johansson, psychic investigator. Fiona, thanks so much for being on the show.
Naturally to me, I never decide for any of those messages. The only responsibility that I have is that I have to deliver the messages.
What was your reading like with Persian medium? Oh my God, I love her. So I actually had a moment with her when she was walking in. She came by our table for water, and it was just like, whew. That's how I felt.
Are you gonna come back for more? Oh yeah.
You're not even leaving. It was all kind of things I kind of knew. I felt intuitively guided. It's nice to feel her tap into those deeper places and I guess reveal hidden places that I sense and feel, but have her kind of present them.
She said, I'm going to meet a man who's going to come right to me. It's been quite a while, and if that happens, I'm going to be in huge debt to her.
This was a great reading today because it lifts my spirits. Spirits have been depressed for a while because of adverse happenings going on. I'm very pleased about that.
I went to her workshop yesterday and it was awesome. Yeah, then I got her book, so I'm excited about that.
Well, this is the only reading I've done, and it's the only reading I would do. And it's because I just know that.
She told me things that I already knew, and then she also told me things that I was surprised with. Like she could read me, like things I was in denial of. She was actually reading what I was in denial of. So it was wonderful. It really was.
I didn't say a word. She just knew exactly how I felt about it. You know, she's absolutely right. So it's kind of like you have the answers inside somewhere, and she kind of validated what I was thinking.
If you're a person that trying to, make your sense or see your sensualities in your emotion, your vision, imagination, your subconscious mind, get close to that power, then you can see, feel, and connect to the spirit.